Chapter 176. Makarita, help treat him. Lu Fan ordered. Makarita. You are so rude. What do you think of me as? Makarita shook her head, and had no choice but to step forward and use the scepter to heal Vegeta. Vegeta's injuries recovered quickly. Vegeta jumped up from the ground. Vegeta, now you know the gap between you and me, right? Lu Fan said with a smile. Vegeta lowered his huge head, speechless. My fighting power has increased 500 times, but I'm still no match for him. It is estimated that my combat power has reached 1.5 billion. Lu Fan once said that his fighting power is equivalent to 100 with 40 zeros added. If this is true, 1.5 billion is really nothing to him. With your current combat power, you are no match for me, not to mention that rabbit dispo, said Lu Fan. What did you say? You said that even though I've become like this, I still can't beat that rabbit. Vegeta was stunned. Actually, this is nothing. You just need to improve your basic combat power. Lu Fan smiled and said, think about it, if your basic combat power is increased to 10 million, and you become like this, how much will your combat power be? Vegeta's eyes lit up at that moment. Yes. As long as I improve my basics, my strength will reach a new height after my transformation. The basic combat power of 10 million increased by 500 times. This is definitely a very scary number. That's all I'll teach you today. There are many things I can't say for sure, you have to figure it out on your own. Lu Fan said with a smile. I understand. Vegeta nodded. Also, the only drawback of this transformation is that it requires a full moon. Lu Fan said, raising his hand gently. Bang! The artificial full moon in the sky suddenly shattered. Looking at Vegeta again, his body quickly returned to its original size and his giant ape state disappeared. Find a way to overcome this weakness. It would be best if you could transform into this state on your own without the need for a full moon. Lu Fan said. What did you say? Without a full moon, can I become like this? Vegeta was stunned. Don't be ridiculous, this is unlikely, right? Nothing is impossible as long as you want to do it. Lu Fan said, and quickly transformed into a golden gorilla. Vegeta's eyes widened, feeling extremely shocked. See? Lu Fan smiled slightly, and his body quickly returned to its original state. Vegeta stopped talking. It turns out it really is possible. If Lu Fan can do it, believe me, I can do it too. I must try my best. In the future, I will never let Kakarot step on me. I want to be far better than Kakarot. But when I become gods of destruction, Kakarot will be far behind. Next, Makarita gave Vegeta some simple training instructions. It is mainly about the mental method of extreme freedom. Vegeta also benefited greatly. This woman is not simple. About another hour passed. Vermit finally appeared above the planet Vermit with Dispo and Topo. Vermit feels quite sharp. Vermit easily sensed that there seemed to be two strangers on his planet. Vermit frowned. What happened? Lord Vermit? Dispo asked. Someone came to my planet, it seems to be Lu Fan and that Vegeta. Vermit murmured. How did they get here? Topo was also slightly stunned. Humph, it looks like he's complaining to Makarita. Vermit smiled softly, he can't beat her so he comes to complain to Angel. Does he think he's an elementary school student? What would Lady Makarita say? Topo asked. Makarita is my angel guide, so of course she will side with me. Vermit said proudly, well, since he dared to come to my territory, I will give him a beating again. I have already warned him not to come to the 11th universe in the future. I didn't expect him to forget so quickly. It seems that I didn't hurt him enough before. Ha ha ha, then let's beat him up again to vent our anger. Dispo laughed. Come on, let's go down. Vermit called. The three of them slowly fell from the air and appeared on the land of the planet Vermit. Just as Vermit fell, he looked carefully and suddenly found that his castle was gone. With Vermit's keen eyesight, he could quickly tell that his castle had been destroyed. How dare you come here, boy? Vermit said angrily, you dare to destroy my castle. I don't think I taught you a lesson enough just now. Bang! Lu Fan didn't bother to say anything more. He just raised his hand and a sign appeared in his hand. Then, Lu Fan threw the sign in his hand to Vermit. What is that? Vermit was stunned, then he took the sign and took a look at it. Vermit's expression immediately brightened. Big gods of destruction. Vermit was stunned. What's going on? Why is it the great gods of destruction? Isn't this the token of the great gods of destruction? How did he get the token of the great gods of destruction? Why don't you kneel down when you see the great gods of destruction? Lu Fan said calmly. What did you say? You said you are the great gods of destruction. Vermit was stunned. That's right. Lu Fan nodded. Ha 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 ha. Vermit burst out laughing. If you say you are the great gods of destruction, then you are the great gods of destruction. Besides, there is no such thing as the great gods of destruction. What are you pretending to be there? Boy, I have to say you are very creative. Vermit said with a smile, you actually created a deity that doesn't even exist. Look, why don't you believe me when I tell you the truth? Lu Fan smiled. Stop talking nonsense. I didn't hurt you just now. And you recovered quite quickly. It's only been more than an hour and your body has recovered. Vermit snorted and glared at Lu Fan. I knew you didn't believe it. Looks like we have no choice but to fight a second round. Lu Fan smiled. Oh? It's only been over an hour since we last met, and you've become so confident. Vermit smiled contemptuously, well, I didn't beat you hard enough just now, I will beat you up without mercy this time. Bang! Vermit did not dare to be careless, and a purple-red light bloomed on his body. 3 seconds. This time I'll beat you to a pulp in just 3 seconds. Vermit held out 3 fingers. Chapter 177. Come on. Lu Fan smiled. Makarita said nothing and watched the fight silently. Makarita also wanted to know how strong Lu Fan was. Captain, is there something wrong with this Supreme Kai's brain? He actually ran to Lord Vermit's territory to provoke Lord Vermit. Dispo smiled. He's just making things difficult for himself. Topo snorted. Maybe he was beaten just now and he's still angry. Dispo said with a smile. So, maybe you'll feel better if you get beaten up by Lord Vermit again. Topo nodded. Ha ha ha, Captain, you are quite humorous. Dispo patted Topo on the shoulder. Topo followed suit and smiled. Vegeta just watched coldly from the side. I don't know if Lu Fan can beat that guy back. This is the crucial battle that determines whether I can become the gods of destruction. As long as Lu Fan wins, can I become the gods of destruction of this universe? Call out! Vermit roared in the direction of Lu Fan. Bang! Looking at Vermit who was coming at him quickly, Lu Fan slapped him directly on the face. Bang! Vermit fell from the air to the ground, his head hitting the ground and tumbling several times. Topo and Dispo's smiles gradually froze. What happened? Lord Vermit was knocked down by his slap? Did we see that right? The two of them widened their eyes and looked shocked. Lord Vermit, you are too careless. What? Vermit jumped up from the ground, rubbed his hurt face, and looked at Lu Fan opposite him with some surprise. Come again. Lu Fan waved at Vermit. Vermouth. You, what exactly happened to you? Vermit looked at Lu Fan in astonishment. Just imagine it yourself. Lu Fan said with a smile. Swish. The next moment, Lu Fan turned into a stream of light and appeared behind Vermit in an instant. It was so fast that even Vermit didn't react. Bang! Lu Fan kicked Vermit. This kick sent Vermit flying high into the air. Vermit felt unwell at that moment, and quickly adjusted his body in the air, looking down at Lu Fan from above. Call out! Lu Fan soared into the sky and threw a punch straight towards Vermit. What? Vermit was shocked. Why have this guy's speed and strength become stronger than before? Bang! Lu Fan's flying punch hit Vermit's abdomen on the spot. Puff! Blood gushed out of Vermit's mouth, and he felt as if his internal organs were dislocated. Bang! Lu Fan slapped Vermit again with his backhand, directly hitting his other face. Vermit felt his face burning. Vermit, you still want to challenge me with your limited ability? Lu Fan smiled lightly and quickly appeared above Vermit. Vermit was stunned, his eyes widened, and the clown's red nose trembled. What is going on? This guy is completely different from before. What exactly happened to him? Why is this happening? Vermit is really a bit confused. Topo was also dumbfounded. Dispo shuddered all over. What happens? Why did I see Lord Vermit being slapped in the face by Lu Fan? The face was slapped with a loud bang. The sound is so crisp. We followed Lord Vermit to the gods of destruction realm specifically to celebrate for him. Celebrate for him defeating that arrogant Supreme Kai. But that Supreme Kai came to his house to seek revenge. And beat him back. Don't worry, Lord Vermit hasn't shown his true strength yet. Topo took a breath. Lord Vermit must have been careless just now. You're right. Only an hour has passed. Even if his strength has improved, it wouldn't be much. Dispo nodded. That's the truth. Topo nodded. Topo and Dispo think so. Vermit actually thinks so too. In addition, in Vermit's opinion, the Supreme Kai Lu Fan in front of him is already a genius. As a Supreme Kai, his strength is so outstanding, which is indeed remarkable. But even if you are a genius in combat, how could your strength be improved to this level in just 1 hour? Vegeta was secretly happy on the side. These idiots. They still haven't discovered that the previous Lu Fan was someone else's clone? Have you ever been to another dimension? Vermit was stunned and asked Lu Fan. However, Vermit quickly denied his own statement. In that kind of different dimensional space, at most 1 day outside is equivalent to 1 year inside. How long is an hour? At most it will last more than half a month. It is simply impossible to improve your strength to this level in just half a month. Vermit, show us your true abilities. Lu Fan said with a smile. Boy, you are so arrogant. Vermit snorted, and purple-red energy burst out from his body. Call out. Vermit rushed towards Lu Fan and launched a fierce attack on him. Lu Fan easily blocked all of Vermit's attacking fists with his palms. The battle lasted about 10 seconds. Bang! Lu Fan kicked Vermit directly in the face. Suddenly, there was a shoe print on Vermit's face. The next moment, blood started flowing from Vermit's nostrils. Your red nose can actually bleed. Lu Fan said with a smile. What? Vermit was really shocked. Bang! As Lu Fan spoke, he kicked Vermit high into the air with another big kick. Vermit was high in the air, and his expression became extremely grim. What's going on? What is going on? This is unscientific. This is impossible. This is absolutely impossible. Vermit shouted loudly. The corners of Lu Fan's mouth rose slightly, forming a shallow arc. Makarita, you must know what's going on, right? Vermit turned and asked Makarita. It's really weird. This guy is like a completely different person. I am no match for him at all. Don't say anything, let him think about it himself. Lu Fan said. Makarita was about to speak, but immediately shut up after hearing Lu Fan's words. Vermit was amazed. Makarita actually listened to this boy? Hey, Makarita! Vermit shouted again. I suddenly remembered that Vados has something important to do with me. You guys continue, I'm leaving first. After Makarita said this, she turned into a stream of light as bright as a star. Chapter 178. Call out. Makarita disappeared. Since you are in such a dilemma, you might as well run away immediately. Hey! Hey! Vermit was dumbfounded. Makarita actually ran away? Why did you run away? What is going on? Vermit was really confused. You are my guide angel. It would be fine if you didn't speak up for me. You actually ran away? Are you being nice? Topo also widened his eyes, looking puzzled. Dispo looked stunned and didn't come back to his senses for a long time. Okay, stop looking. Lu Fan smiled softly, if you look again, I'll blind you. Vermit frowned and turned to look at Lu Fan. It's normal that she doesn't help you. Lu Fan said with a smile. Why? Why is this happening? What benefits did you give her? Vermit asked hurriedly. There's no benefit at all, she just became my girlfriend. Lu Fan smiled. What did you say? Vermit was stunned. Girlfriend. Yeah, that's right. Lu Fan nodded. Stop joking, how can Angel have a boyfriend? You are not Angel. Vermit roared loudly. Why can't angels be without boyfriends? They have been waiting for their Mr. Right, and that Mr. Right is me. Lu Fan said with a smile. Vermit fell silent. After flying for a distance, Makarita didn't go far. Makarita was suspended in the universe space, holding a scepter in her hand, and watching Lu Fan and Vermit from the gods of destruction world through the crystal ball on the scepter. Makarita also wanted to know what the outcome would be. Then, Makarita heard what Lu Fan said. Makarita. Makarita wiped her sweat. What does it mean to call me your girlfriend? You can really fool. If you keep fooling me like this, I feel like I'm going to have your child. Should I go back and explain? Forget it, explanation is just covering up. People who don't know would think that something really happened to us. I'll just pretend I didn't hear it. Come on, continue, Vermit. Lu Fan waved at Vermit. Do you think I will lose to you? Vermit said coldly. Boom. Vermit then increased his destructive energy to the extreme. Then, Vermit rushed towards the direction where Lu Fan was. Looking at Vermit coming at him quickly, Lu Fan dodged the opponent's attack with a flick of his arm. Bang! Lu Fan's knee thrust upwards, hitting Vermit directly in the abdomen. Puff! Vermit spat out a large mouthful of blood and felt very unwell. Bang! Lu Fan kicked again, hitting Vermit in the head. Vermit fell headfirst to the ground, leaving a long trail on the ground. Oh my, this will become Vegeta's gods of destruction world in the future, and it's also where I'm going to date my girlfriend Makarita. It's not appropriate to let the gods of destruction world be destroyed like this. Lu Fan said, stomping his big foot on the ground. Boom! The entire gods of destruction world trembled violently. Vegeta! I said this is my gods of destruction world. If you stomp your foot, any ordinary planet will be shattered. Vermit on the ground suddenly flew up to a higher altitude. Bang! Lu Fan once again kicked Vermit. Vermit soared high into the air. Swish, swish, swish. The destructive energy in Lu Fan's hand flashed and hit Vermit like a machine gun. Vermit trembled in the air for a while, and there were several bloody holes on his body. Swish! Lu Fan appeared right above Vermit. Bang! Lu Fan grabbed Vermit's head. Vermit fought back desperately, but to no avail. The next moment, Lu Fan grabbed Vermit's head and swooped down from the air with him. Boom! Vermit's body slammed heavily onto the ground of the gods of destruction realm, leaving a crater on the ground. Bang! 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 Lu Fan punched again. Every punch Lu Fan threw hit Vermit's face. 1 punch. 2 punches. 3 punches. 18 punches. Then, Lu Fan stopped attacking. If I continue to hit him, I will really kill him. By now, Vermit had passed out. Lu Fan looked at Toppo and Dispo opposite him with a smile. Toppo and Dispo were so scared that they almost hugged each other. This guy is so scary. Are you a devil? Lord Vermit was actually knocked unconscious by him. Don't you want to come and help? Lu Fan grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. How dare Toppo and Dispo speak? Help? We used to seek abuse. The gap is really too big. Vegeta, this guy has fainted, wake him up. Lu Fan ordered Vegeta. Vegeta. Is this true or false? Is this appropriate? He is the gods of destruction. Humph, it's a bit rude, but I don't object. Vegeta laughed immediately after a brief hesitation. Am I at the peak of my life? I can actually pee on the face of Universe 11 gods of destruction. Vegeta is not so polite. Who made this guy so arrogant before? I will wake you up now and let you know that we Scion are not easy to mess with. Hey, don't you dare! Dispo shouted. Do you know what you are doing? Toppo was shocked and angry. However, after the two of them finished talking, they found that Vegeta had already started peeing. And while the two were talking, Vegeta urinated even harder. The urine landed on Vermit's face. Vermit was really awakened. Hey, he's awake. Vegeta hurriedly pulled up his pants. Next time, pee a little yellower. Lu Fan said with a smile, it will be more effective that way. Vegeta. You are so creative. What did you just do to me? Vermit was furious. There was no point in being polite and he used the gods of destruction skill on Vegeta. Bang! Lu Fan raised his hand slightly and directly blocked the opponent's gods of destruction skill. Bang! Lu Fan once again fired a big kick towards Vermit. Vermit soared high into the sky, his body drew an arc in the air, and suddenly fell into the jungle in the distance. Vermit was stunned again. Lu Fan, do you think I can beat him up now that I've become a Super Saiyan? Vegeta asked. No, even though he is already low on health, it would be easy for him to kill you. Lu Fan shook his head. What? He's already low on health. I, a Super Saiyan, am still no match for him. Vegeta was truly shocked. Chapter 179. You two, if you don't want to get beaten, take Vermit and get out of here right away. Lu Fan ordered the two. Toppo and Dispo looked at each other, then looked at Lu Fan again. Then, without any hesitation, the two flew towards the direction where Vermit was. Wait a moment. Lu Fan spoke again. The two of them immediately stopped in the air, not daring to delay for even a moment. Tell Vermit to resign from the position of Gods of Destruction of the 11th Universe as soon as possible after he wakes up. Otherwise, he knows the consequences if I personally deprive him of his position. Lu Fan instructed Toppo and Dispo. Also, Toppo, your role as a candidate for Gods of Destruction has ended completely. Vegeta beside me will become the new Gods of Destruction of the 11th Universe. What did you say? Toppo looked angry. Captain, stop talking and let's go. Dispo hurriedly advised. Toppo nodded solemnly. Yet, why am I saying this? Am I looking for a beating? I understand. Toppo responded to Lu Fan, and then he and Dispo quickly left the scene. The next moment, the two men carried the unconscious Vermit, flew quickly into the sky, and soon disappeared without a trace. The two took Vermit to an uninhabited planet. Toppo and Dispo looked at Vermit, who was beaten black and blue, and felt indignant for a moment. Don't wake up Lord Vermit yet. Toppo said to Dispo. As the Gods of Destruction, I was insulted by that guy. It's really hateful. Dispo gritted his teeth and said, Humph, I can't beat that Supreme Kai named Lu Fan, but I can still kill Vegeta easily. Don't be impulsive. Toppo shook his head. Unless the two of them separate, you will just die in vain if you go. He didn't kill us this time, but that doesn't mean he will show mercy in the future. The two of them spoke angrily for a while, but their mood gradually calmed down. Captain, will that guy really make Lord Vermit abdicate? Dispo asked. That's impossible. Toppo shook his head. Who does he think he is? I remember he said he was the great Gods of Destruction. Dispo said. I have never heard Lord Vermit mention any great Gods of Destruction, Toppo replied. Maybe, it came suddenly. Dispo guessed. Toppo. God, suddenly there is. You have a bad mouth. Let's not talk about this for now. If all this is true, then we will face more troubles. Toppo said in a deep voice, if his little brother Vegeta really becomes the Gods of Destruction of our universe, he wants to kill us. He doesn't need any reason at all. Dispo also suddenly realized this and his expression changed again and again. Yes. If we really become the Gods of Destruction, our situation will be very dangerous. Now this guy is a Supreme Kai. And he is the Supreme Kai from another universe. He has no right to kill us. But if his little brother Vegeta becomes the Gods of Destruction, then he will be qualified to attack us. The expressions of the two men became increasingly serious. The two never expected that things would develop to this point. However, what the two of them didn't know was that Vegeta wasn't actually Lu Fan's younger brother. A long time ago, Lu Fan was just a sparring partner for Vegeta. What should I do now? Dispo was completely at a loss. We can only wait for Lord Vermit to wake up, and then we can make a long-term plan. Toppo sighed. Vermit Planet. From today on, this planet will be renamed Planet Vegeta. Lu Fan said with a smile, call it New Planet Vegeta. Vegeta. But I like this name. Is our Scion planet coming back? Vegeta, you peed just in time. Lu Fan praised. Humph, that kind of thing doesn't need any praise. Vegeta wiped his sweat. But you just woke up a God of Destruction with your pee. You better be careful when I'm not around. Lu Fan said. Vegeta suddenly reacted and his expression changed again and again. This is such a FG tragedy. That guy is almost dead, even if I become a Super Saiyan I'm still no match for him. If Lu Fan wasn't here, would I become a tragedy tower? I will practice hard. As long as I surpass that guy, I won't be afraid of him. Vegeta gritted his teeth and clenched his fists tightly. What you need to do now is to improve yourself as quickly as possible and find a way to become the second Super Saiyan first. Lu Fan murmured. The second Super Saiyan, is that the one with the lightning form transformation on his body? Vegeta asked. That's right. Lu Fan nodded and explained, as long as you learn to transform into Super Saiyan 2, then you can transform again while turning into a golden giant ape. What? Is that a Super Saiyan? Vegeta's eyes lit up. Lu Fan held up 4 fingers. Super Saiyan 4? Are there really Super Saiyan 4? Vegeta was surprised and happy. What do you think? Lu Fan smiled. So, how does the strength of Super Saiyan 4 compare to that guy named Vermit? Vegeta asked quickly. Do you still need to ask about this? As long as your basics are improved, transformation is just a supplement. Lu Fan sighed, don't you understand this yet? Vegeta suddenly realized. Look, just like me now, I am stronger than your Super Saiyan without transforming. Just imagine if I transform into a Super Saiyan again, how powerful do you think I will be? Lu Fan said with a smile. I understand. Vegeta nodded solemnly. Yes. Lu Fan is right, as long as the basics are improved, transformation can be used as an auxiliary. Rather than transforming for the sake of transforming. Wait a minute. Didn't I hear you say before that you wouldn't become a Super Saiyan? You're going to take the path of Super Saiyan God. Vegeta suddenly remembered what Lu Fan had said before. I still say the same thing, transformation is just auxiliary, the basics are the most important. Lu Fan said, with a fiery red light burning on his body. Bang! Lu Fan's hair also turned red immediately. Super Saiyan God. What? Vegeta was stunned. This is Super Saiyan God. Lu Fan smiled. Vegeta stopped talking. There is also this kind of transformation. Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan 4 are 2 different cultivation routes. Lu Fan explained. Chapter 180. Who is stronger? Vegeta asked immediately. Bang! As Lu Fan spoke, a blue light burst out from his body, and his hair stood up high, turning into Super Saiyan Blue. What? Blue hair? What kind of transformation is this? Vegeta widened his eyes and looked shocked. This is based on Super Saiyan God and becomes Super Saiyan again, called Super Saiyan Blue. Lu Fan smiled. Vegeta. The name was chosen quite casually. Super Saiyan Blue's strength is not much different from Super Saiyan 4. I mean when the basics are similar. Lu Fan explained. Vegeta nodded. I still say the same thing, transformation is just auxiliary. As long as your basics are up, transformation will reach higher levels. Lu Fan said. I understand. I will improve my basics as soon as possible. Vegeta responded. When you and Kakarot were on the universe spaceship, you both did gravity training, right? Lu Fan asked, you should be able to withstand 300 times the gravity now, right? Humph, of course, it's just 300 times the gravity, too easy for me. Vegeta said confidently. Very good, then from now on, I will give you a gravity of 500 times, so you better try your best. Lu Fan said, and waved his hand lightly, and an invisible divine power directly covered Vegeta's body. Vegeta felt his body sink at that moment, and he fell to the ground all of a sudden. 500 times the gravity of the earth is still a bit difficult for Vegeta now. Vegeta was just about to transform into a Super Saiyan to resist the 500 times gravity. No transformation allowed. Lu Fan said. The golden flame that Vegeta had just emitted also dissipated in an instant. Vegeta. Okay, you should practice well. Lu Fan said. Where are you going? Vegeta asked hurriedly. Please don't leave. If you leave and those 3 guys come back, I won't be able to beat any of them. I will be beaten to death by the 3 of them. Who made my urine so yellow? Go take a nap. Lu Fan smiled, found a place to lie down and close his eyes to rest. Vegeta finally felt relieved, took a deep breath, and started a new round of training. A planet. After more than an hour of rest, Vermit finally woke up. Vermit jumped up from the ground and waved his hand to send out a destructive energy. Bang! The destructive energy directly hit a distant star. The star burst completely like a soap bubble. Swish, swish, swish. Vermit was still unhappy, so he continued to release destructive energy and destroyed several planets. Only then did he feel better. Toppo and Dispo trembled with fear. Neither of them had ever seen Lord Vermet so angry. But think about it. Who wouldn't be angry after being bullied like that by that guy? Humph, I won't forgive him. Vermet said coldly, is he still on my planet? Yes, Lord Vermet. Topo nodded. As for what Lu Fan said, Lu Fan and Dispo have already discussed it and decided not to tell Lord Vermet. If I tell you, wouldn't that just be adding fuel to the fire? And let him retire from the throne of gods of destruction? Isn't this bullshit? Go back to your proud planet, Vermet called. Lord Vermet, what about you? Dispo asked. Humph, of course I fought back. Vermet sneered, don't worry about it, this is not your business. Yes. Topo and Dispo immediately bowed. Call out. Vermet rested for a moment, then soared into the sky and roared towards the direction of the 10th universe. Vermet went to get help. Since I am no match for you alone. Then I'll call more people over to help deal with you. I still don't believe I can't beat you. The 10th universe. Rumsshi planet. What? You were beaten? Rumsshi shook his elephant trunk, showing a look of shock, and just stared at Vermet without blinking. Kes watched silently from the side without expressing any opinion. Vermet said nothing, having already told Rumsshi everything he needed to say. The one who beat you was actually Lu Fan from the New Universe Gods of Destruction campaign meeting. Rumsshi scratched his head, the guy who made coke. Stop talking nonsense, Rumsshi. Are you going to help or not? Vermet said with a dark face. You are my good brother, of course I have to help you. Rumsshi did not object, but then again, how come that guy who made coke is so powerful that even you are no match for him? Who knows what's going on? Vermet said coldly. If that guy is really that powerful, with the strength of the two of us, I'm afraid we are no match for him. We need more manpower. Rumsshi murmured. With Quitella, I think there will be no problem, Vermet said. As for Quitella, it's not a big problem if he's included. Rumsshi nodded. He has been competing with Beerus for the title of the strongest god of destruction. I think Quitella is stronger. Beerus sleeps all day, how can he be stronger than Quitella? To be on the safe side, I plan to call Kampa and Herace. Vermet murmured. Do we need to call on so many gods of destruction? Rumsshi was surprised. Don't let anything go wrong, Vermet said. In fact, with so many gods of destruction, I think it would be better to concentrate all our destructive energy on you alone. That way you can fight back with more dignity. Rumsshi suggested. This is a good idea. It's better than rushing in and bullying a Supreme Kai. Vermet's eyes lit up. Kiss, did you hear that? Contact Quitella, Kampa, and Herace immediately and ask them to come to my planet. Rumsshi suggested. Okay, Lord Rumsshi. Kos nodded and contacted the three gods of destruction through the scepter in his hand. Quitella and Herace were also surprised after hearing Vermet's narration. Vermet was actually beaten by the coke seller? Is this guy selling coke so powerful? Without any hesitation, the two agreed to meet at the planet Rumsshi immediately. As for Kampa. What? There is such a thing? It's so audacious! Kampa exclaimed. So, when will Master Kampa come? Kes asked on behalf of Rumsshi and Vermet. Master Quitella and Master Herace are already on their way here. Chapter 181. Vados, what did you say? What happened to that planet over there? What's the problem? What? Is Supreme Kai going to die? Kampa suddenly turned his head to look at Vados, his expression changing again and again. Leading. I didn't say anything. Vados nodded cooperatively. Kes saw it but didn't point it out. So, Master Kampa can't come, asked Kes. I'm afraid I'll have to go there later. Kampa said solemnly, this is terrible, the Supreme Kai of our universe is trying to commit suicide. I have to go and stop him, or I'll disappear. Well. Master Kampa, please come over when you're done. Kes sighed. Okay, I'll definitely go. Kampa promised. Kersey ended the call. Kampa also took a deep breath, and his expression became unusually wonderful. Vados, that kid Lu Fan, can he defeat Vermet now? Kampa shuddered. Yeah, luckily Lord Kampa hasn't messed with him recently. Vados smiled. This guy's strength is improving too fast. Kampa gritted his teeth. Lu Fan has been practicing all the time. Vados said with a smile, unlike Master Kampa, who always does nothing, it is inevitable that he will be surpassed. Kampa. Is Master Kampa going to help? Vados asked. I have to think about it carefully and weigh the pros and cons. Kampa held his chin in thought. What do you think about me helping Lu Fan at this time? Yeah, it's better to help someone when he's in trouble than to add icing on the cake. Vados nodded, but Lu Fan, it's not time for you to help someone when he's in trouble. You're right. Unless Lu Fan is about to be defeated, I will go over to help him and inject some destructive energy into him. I think he will repay me. Kampa murmured. It's so obvious. Vados was speechless. Okay, let's do this. Kampa grinned and said to Vados, Vados, contact Lu Fan right now and tell him that these gods of destruction are going to join forces. Tell him that it was me who said that. Yes, Master Kampa. Vados did not object. Immediately, Vados immediately contacted Lu Fan of the new planet Vegeta through the scepter in his hand. Vados told Lu Fan what Kampa said. Lu Fan, you better be careful, those guys might inject all their destructive energy into Vermit, and Vermit's strength will reach an unprecedented level. Kampa said to Lu Fan. Oh? Really? Lu Fan smiled slightly, not afraid at all. I've watched you grow up, and I don't want to see you being bullied by them together. Kampa said. Thank you, Master Kampa. Lu Fan nodded in thanks. Ha ha ha, you finally know how to say thank you. Kampa laughed. It's really bad, how many gods of destruction are there now? Lu Fan asked, how many gods of destruction are involved in this? Including Vermit, there are 4 in total. Kampa replied, don't underestimate them, especially Quitella. It's no exaggeration to say that he is the strongest god of destruction. He might even be stronger than Beerus. Lu Fan was in silent contemplation. Don't worry, Lu Fan. Don't worry. I'm on your side. Kampa said with a smile, if you don't have enough destructive energy, I can inject it into you. I think with the destructive energy of the two of us, it will be no problem to defeat them. No, the problem I'm thinking about now is, 3 more gods of destruction positions are going to be vacant, where can I find 3 new gods of destruction? Lu Fan pondered. Kampa. What does it mean? Are you going to replace these 3 gods of destruction? Kampa, you should find someone suitable to be the gods of destruction of a certain universe. Lu Fan suggested, how about giving you Quitella's universe? Kampa froze. You're going to give me Quitella's universe? Why do I feel a little dizzy when listening to this? I think Hit is a pretty good guy, and he is my brother. What do you think of Hit? Lu Fan asked. Kampa can hardly keep up with Lu Fan's pace. Okay, then it's settled happily. Lu Fan smiled, it is tentatively decided that Hit will become the new gods of destruction of the 4th universe, replacing Quitella. Ahem, Lu Fan, what do you mean? It's not that easy to change gods of destruction. Kampa was confused for a while. It's that simple for me. Lu Fan said with a smile, because I am the great gods of destruction. Ah? Great gods of destruction? Since the day I became the gods of destruction, I have never heard of any great gods of destruction. Kampa wiped the sweat off his face. Well, we have it starting today. Lu Fan grinned, okay Kampa, hurry up and prepare your people. Kampa. Thank you anyway, Master Kampa. Lu Fan smiled, this may be the last time I call you Master Kampa. Why is it the last time? Kampa was stunned. Because I will be the great gods of destruction soon, you have to call me adult. Lu Fan said with a smile, but we have a good relationship, so I won't blame you if you call me by my name. Kampa. After hanging up the phone, Kampa was in a daze for a long time. This kid Lu Fan asked me to train him a new gods of destruction. He also said that Hit was his brother. How do you look alike? Aren't you guys the same race? Forget it, since he said that, let's just train Hit. Maybe Hit can really become the gods of destruction. In that case, the relationship between our 2 universes will be better. Kampa immediately asked Vados to contact Hit and ask Hit to come to Kampa planet immediately. Universe 11, New Planet Vegeta. This time, Lu Fan sincerely thanked Kampa. Lu Fan didn't expect that Kampa was such a nice guy. When encountering such a thing, he actually informed me. If Kampa did something after the fact, like watching the fight from the sidelines, seeing that I was about to be defeated, and then injecting some destructive energy into me. Lu Fan wouldn't appreciate that. But before anything happened, Kompa sided with me. This proves that Kompa is a pretty good guy. Bang, bang, bang. Vegeta punched and kicked the air under 500 times the gravity, increasing his speed faster and faster. Bang. Vegeta somersaulted in the air and landed steadily opposite Lu Fan. Chapter 182. Humph, 500 times the gravity, I'm finally fine. Vegeta said confidently. It's still far from enough. Lu Fan smiled, but what you need to do is to strike a good balance between practice and rest. Don't just practice without resting. Humph, I don't even need to rest. Vegeta bared his teeth. Vegeta. Lu Fan said suddenly. What? Vegeta was stunned. Several gods of destruction are planning to join forces to deal with me. Lu Fan said, before the war begins, I'd better find a safe planet to hide you. Are you kidding? I'll die in battle with you. Vegeta looked nonchalant. Bang. Lu Fan slapped Vegeta away. Vegeta. Who said you were going to die in battle? What I meant was that you were by my side and it was easy for you to be killed by the aftermath of our fight. Lu Fan said. Vegeta stopped talking. Forget it, Makarita will be back soon. If you don't want to leave, you will be fine if you stand next to her. Lu Fan said. You mean to let that woman protect me? Vegeta snorted. Then it's up to you. If you don't want to be shocked to death, find a place to hide. Lu Fan said. Vegeta snorted and said nothing more. The seventh universe, Earth. After 7 days of sailing, Son Goku and his universe spaceship finally arrived on Earth. Son Goku, Piccolo, Son Gohan, Krillin, and Dende walked down from the universe spaceship. On that day, several people went back to their homes and looked for their mothers. But Piccolo didn't go far. Based on Son Goku's proposal, Piccolo chose to settle near Son Goku's home. In this way, Piccolo can also train Son Gohan well. Dende also lives with Piccolo. Dende and the others are also waiting for Earth's Dragon Ball to recover, and by the way, waiting for Namek's Dragon Ball to come over so that they can rebuild Namek. When night falls, a young boy came outside Son Goku's house. Son Goku also suddenly sensed the presence of someone. Son Goku immediately came outside and saw a boy with blue hair. The young man was carrying a long sword on his back, and he looked sharp and alert. You are? Son Goku scratched his head and looked at the boy and asked. I'm Trunks, are you Mr. Goku? The boy asked as he looked at Son Goku. I am, what do you want to talk to me about? Son Goku scratched his head and asked curiously. Where's Mr. Gohan? Is he asleep? Trunks turned his head and looked towards the bedroom of the house again. Well, it's time to go to bed. I was planning to go to bed too. Son Goku replied. That's great, let's talk over there. Trunks pointed into the distance. Son Goku was getting more and more confused. What on earth is going on? Trunks walked straight into the jungle in the distance. Son Goku followed behind. Before I talk about my own affairs, I want to ask Mr. Son Goku. Trunks said, can Mr. Goku transform into a Super Saiyan at will according to his will? Son Goku. What's wrong, Mr. Son Goku? Is it inconvenient to tell me? Trunks was stunned. Is the Super Saiyan you are talking about the kind of transformation where the whole body emits golden light? Son Goku asked. Right. Trunks was slightly startled. Don't you call this Super Saiyan? I can't change. Son Goku scratched his head helplessly. What? Mr. Goku won't become a Super Saiyan. Trunks froze. Yeah, Vegeta can change, but I think, if I train hard, I might be able to become like that too. Son Goku said. Trunks? Will my dad become a Super Saiyan? Mr. Goku doesn't know how to do this? Why is there such a big deviation in history? Why do you ask? Son Goku was stunned. Forget it. I originally wanted to become a Super Saiyan and compete with Mr. Goku. Trunks said helplessly. Hey? You mean you will become a Super Saiyan too? Son Goku's eyes widened. Yes. Trunks said, and a golden light shone on his body. Bang! Trunks turned into a Super Saiyan, and a powerful aura spread freely with him as the center. Piccolo, who was not far away, also immediately sensed this powerful aura. Piccolo opened his eyes from resting state and frowned. Mr. Piccolo. Dende also sensed the presence of this aura. It feels like Vegeta's presence. Is this guy back? Piccolo mused, is he looking for trouble with Son Goku? I'm still worried. I'll go over and take a look. I'll go too. Dende said hurriedly. Piccolo hesitated but did not object. It's just a Super Saiyan anyway. With my strength, it is still easy to deal with Super Saiyan now. I'll go first. Piccolo said, and then turned into a stream of light and appeared near Son Goku and Trunks at an extremely fast speed. Then, Piccolo saw a strange face. Not Vegeta? Who is this boy? Piccolo was stunned. Trunks also sensed Piccolo's powerful presence and glanced in Piccolo's direction. Mr. Piccolo. Trunks was slightly startled. Why do I feel Mr. Piccolo's aura is so strong? What's going on? Bang. Piccolo landed next to Son Goku and looked up at Trunks. It's Piccolo, you came really quickly. Son Goku greeted with a smile. Who is he? Piccolo asked. I don't know either. He said his name is Trunks, he came to find me, and he can become a Super Saiyan. Son Goku was a little puzzled. Tell me your origins. Piccolo said coldly, why did you come to Earth? Why do you know me? I am from Earth. Trunks explained. Stop joking, you've become a Super Saiyan, and you still say you're from Earth. Piccolo snorted. Sorry, I can't tell you. Trunks looked helpless, then suddenly became interested and said to Piccolo, Mr. Piccolo, can we have a sparring match? I want to know how strong you are. Of course. Piccolo smiled and waved to Trunks. Well, I won't be polite. Trunks said, and immediately drew out the long sword behind him and slashed towards Piccolo. Piccolo didn't move. Trunks' sword stopped less than a centimeter away from Piccolo's forehead. Trunks. Chapter 183. Why don't you hide? Trunks asked. Because your attack is too weak, there is no need to dodge. Piccolo said. Trunks felt heartbroken at that moment. And you don't have any murderous intent, I think you will stop. Piccolo smiled. Well, I don't want to stop this time, okay? Trunks said. Of course no problem, I said, attack me anyway. Piccolo smiled. Hey! Trunks swung his sword again and slashed towards Piccolo. Bang! Piccolo raised his hand slightly and grasped the sword. Trunks' eyes widened. Are you kidding? You caught my sword so easily. Bang! Piccolo waved his hand gently and slapped Trunks directly on the chest. Puff! Trunks immediately spat out a large mouthful of blood and flew backwards. Boom! Trunks crashed headfirst into a huge rock behind him, the golden light on his body dissipated, and he was seriously injured. Trunks looked stunned, surprised, and happy at the same time. I didn't expect Piccolo to be so powerful. Can you defeat me so easily? So, he can easily kill the androids? Trunks was indeed seriously injured. He gritted his teeth and finally stood up. Son Goku smiled helplessly. Dende, give him treatment. Piccolo called out to Dende who was coming over from behind. Am I here for your treatment? I just came here. Is the fight over here finished? Dende had nothing to refuse, and quickly stepped forward to release a healing flame to cover Trunks. Soon, Trunks' injuries fully recovered. Trunks was stunned for a long time, looking down at Dende. I don't know him at all. Who are you? Trunks asked. I'm Dende. Dende smiled. You are so awesome. My injuries are completely healed. Trunks exclaimed. Boy, now you can tell me why you are here. Piccolo said lightly. Okay, I'll tell you. Trunks nodded solemnly, please remember what I'm going to say next and don't tell anyone else. Go ahead, Piccolo said. Maybe people of your generation won't believe it. I'm from the future world 20 years from now, and I came here in a time machine. Trunks said. What? From the future? Son Goku was indeed quite surprised. 20 years later. Piccolo also frowned, having a bad feeling. I have already told you my name. I am an Earthling, but I also have Saiyan blood flowing in my body because I am Vegeta's son. Trunks explained. Ah? Vegeta's son? Son Goku was really shocked. Small. Vegeta's son is even better than our Gohan. This is really bad enough. Should I train Gohan properly? I came here in a time machine not to talk about this matter, nor to challenge Mr. Piccolo, but because I have something very important to tell you. Trunks said, his expression becoming more and more serious. Son Goku and Piccolo looked at each other. As for Dende, he had been ignored by them. 3 years from now, at around 10 am on May 12th, 2 terrifying monsters will appear on an island approximately 9 kilometers away from Nandu. They are monsters with immense power that people of this era cannot imagine. Trunks said in a deep voice. Small. Are they aliens? Son Goku inquired. No, they are artificial humans born on this earth. You can think of them as robots, but they are modified from human bodies. Trunks explained, they were created by Dr. Gero, a scientist from the Red Ribbon Army. Red Ribbon Army? Son Goku was stunned. Yes, Red Ribbon was destroyed by Mr. Goku a long time ago, but Dr. Gero is still alive and he is still continuing his research. Trunks explained. Are they going to conquer the world? Son Goku inquired. I'm not sure, maybe. Trunks replied, but these 2 vicious killing machines, Android 17 and 18, were so cruel that they even killed Dr. Gero who created them. In other words, they are left with only androids who enjoy killing and destruction. So, even the gods of destruction are no match for them, asked Piccolo. Trunks was stunned for several seconds. Gods of destruction? What is that? What gods of destruction? Trunks asked. Don't you know? Piccolo asked back. I've never heard of gods of destruction. Trunks shook his head. So, do you know Lu Fan? Piccolo asked again. Trunks shook his head again in confusion. Hey? You don't even know Lu Fan? Son Goku was also puzzled. Lu Fan? Never heard of him. Trunks felt a little confused. Humph, there's nothing to be confused about. Piccolo smiled and said, perhaps, we belong to a parallel universe. What happened in your universe may not happen in our universe. Hey? Piccolo, what you said makes a lot of sense. Son Goku nodded at the side. Trunks was just wondering why I couldn't become a Super Saiyan. It seems that in his time and space, the person who should have become a Super Saiyan is me. So, I have a question for you. Who defeated Frieza? Trunks asked. Was it my dad? To be precise, it was a guy named Dispo who kicked Frieza and knocked him unconscious, said Piccolo. Dispo? Who again? Trunks was even more confused. How come I don't know any of the people you are talking about? It's really equivalent to a parallel universe. Piccolo nodded. So, will those 2 terrible androids be born here too? Son Goku asked. I don't know about that. Piccolo shook his head. Trunks? Trunks didn't know what to say. Go on, tell us what's going to happen to you in the future so we can take precautions, Piccolo suggested. Okay, let me continue. Trunks nodded and said, in our time, in the battle 3 years later, my father, Krillin, Leaping, Tien Shinyan, and Mr. Piccolo were all killed. Small. Son Goku. Dende said nothing. Chapter 184. Even Mr. Gohan was 4 years ago. Trunks said solemnly. What? Even Gohan died? Piccolo frowned. Wait, what about me? Son Goku asked, what happened to me? Was I killed too? Mr. Goku didn't participate in the battle because soon after, Mr. Goku would become seriously ill, a viral heart disease, and then pass away, Trunks explained. Son Goku. Small. The 2 of them were speechless. I came here specifically to give Mr. Goku some special medicine. Trunks said, taking out a small medicine bottle and handing it to Son Goku. If the symptoms appear, take this. Really? Why didn't you tell me earlier? You scared me, I thought I was going to die of illness. Son Goku breathed a sigh of relief. Mr. Piccolo. I have a request. Can you follow me to the future world? Trunks asked. Mr. Piccolo was able to severely injure me with 1 punch, so defeating those 2 androids. I don't think it will be a problem. Of course no problem. Piccolo hesitated for a moment, but finally nodded in agreement. Great. Trunks was surprised and happy. When do we leave? Piccolo asked. I want to go see my dad. I haven't met him yet. Once we see him, we'll set off right away. Trunks replied, actually, I feel like the timing of my return is a bit off. I seem to be back a year earlier than expected. What do you mean? Piccolo was stunned. Maybe it doesn't matter, don't worry about the details. Trunks smiled. Piccolo, is Vegeta on Earth now? Son Goku turned his head and asked. I don't know, maybe not. Piccolo shook his head. My father is not on Earth? Where is he? Trunks was stunned. He was taken away by Lu Fan. As for where he went, I have no idea. Piccolo replied. Lu Fan? You've mentioned this person several times. Who is he? Trunks asked. He's a very powerful man. Son Goku commented. He is a supreme Kai, the greatest god in this universe, Piccolo added. Did my mom know that my dad was taken away? Trunks asked. Your mother? Son Goku scratched his head. Isn't your mother Emily? Yet. Trunks nodded. I didn't expect that they would have a child like you. Son Goku said with a smile. Please keep this a secret. I'm worried that if I tell them, they'll be embarrassed and I might cease to exist. Trunks emphasized quickly. Okay, okay. Son Goku nodded. Well. I'll go back and check. If Dad isn't home, then we'll have to leave quickly. Trunks said. Go ahead. Son Goku didn't object. Piccolo also nodded slightly. Call out. Trunks turned into a streak of white light and quickly disappeared in the night sky. Soon, Trunks appeared outside his window and looked inside. Sure enough, my father was not at home. Trunks was a little disappointed. Since you're not at home, let's go back to the future. Call out. Trunks quickly went back and took out the time machine. Trunks and Piccolo boarded the time machine together. Come on, Piccolo, said Son Goku. Don't worry. Piccolo smiled. Mr. Piccolo, thank you for your help. Trunks said. Nothing. Piccolo said calmly, I'm just feeling a little bored on Earth right now, so it's a good idea to follow you to the future. Bang. The door of the time machine closed and slowly flew into the sky. By the way, Mr. Piccolo, it takes about 3 years to fully charge the time machine, which means we won't be able to return to this era until 3 years later. Trunks added before leaving. Small. Why are you telling me this important thing now? Piccolo felt terrible. Swish. The time machine suddenly disappeared into the night sky. Piccolo and Trunks returned to Epcot. Universe 11, New Planet Vegeta. After wandering outside for a few days, Makarita finally came back. Because there's really nowhere to go. Besides, that's my home. You can't stop me from going home, can you? Makarita, you're finally back. I missed you so much. Lu Fan said. Makarita. Come, let me hug you. Lu Fan said, stretching out his arms towards Makarita. Makarita was speechless. Vegeta pretended not to notice. Vegeta was also speechless about this. You actually like blue-skinned beauties. Although the blue-skinned beauty looks good, her skin color is too weird. I think my Emily is still prettier. Makarita, you should guide Vegeta from now on. Lu Fan ordered, from now on, he is already the gods of destruction of the 11th universe, but it's just a title, and his strength is far from enough. Makarita. So you're going to replace Lord Vermit? And this place has been renamed Planet Vegeta. Lu Fan continued. Makarita covered her face and didn't want to talk anymore. Grand Priest, aren't you giving him too much freedom? Time goes by day. The 10th universe, the planet Rumsshi. Finally, several gods of destruction gathered. The gods of destruction gathered on the planet Rumsshi in the 10th universe are, Vermit, Rumsshi, Quitella, and Herace. Quitella is the gods of destruction of the 4th universe and is a yellow-haired mouse. Herace is the gods of destruction from the 2nd universe, a bit like a black Indian. Everyone knows what happened, right? Rumsshi shook the elephant's trunk and said to the other 3 gods of destruction. But this kid named Lu Fan's strength is improving too fast, isn't it? Herace pondered, in the new universe gods of destruction competition, I specifically sensed his strength, and it didn't seem to be anything special. Don't worry about that for now. Just transfer the power of gods of destruction to me. I'm going to beat the shit out of this kid. Vermit was so angry that his nose was crooked. And when Vermit thought about Vegeta peeing on him, he became even more furious. That urine is still very yellow. Vermit was shaking all over. Where's Kampa? That guy hasn't arrived yet. Quitella asked. No, Kampa said that the Supreme Kai of his universe is seeking death. Rumsshi sighed, so he probably won't be able to come in the short term. Chapter 185. Should we keep waiting? Horace asked. No, there's no need to wait for him. Quitella smiled softly, one more person won't make a difference. You are right, Quitella. Vermit nodded, then give me your destructive energy now. Wait a minute. Quitella held a different opinion. The three of them looked at Quitella. Kes just watched silently from the side without making any comments. Quitella, what do you want? Vermit asked. I think it would be better if you could just give me all the destructive energy and let me deal with him. Quitella smiled, after all, my strength is above yours, don't you think so, Vermit? Humph, stop bragging. Vermit bared his teeth, feeling indignant. Quitella is right. Horace nodded. Don't let us put all our energy into you, and you still lose to him, then it will be embarrassing for the four of us. I also agree to let Quitella fight. After all, Quitella is the most powerful gods of destruction among the four of us. Rumsshi also said. Even among all the gods of destruction, I am the strongest one. Quitella patted his chest confidently, but Vermit, you can rest assured. When I beat him to the point where he can't resist, you can go over and beat the shit out of him. Humph, I feel relieved when you say that. Vermit nodded. Let's inject energy after we get to Universe 11. Rumsshi suggested, after all, it would be good if we can last for an hour at most after injecting energy. Okay, let's do it. Vermit nodded vigorously. Then I'll trouble you three. I'll treat you to a good meal after this. Swish, swish, swish. The four people transformed into four purple-red lights and rushed towards the direction of the 11th universe. The 7th universe, the planet Beerus. Whis, what's the situation? Is Lu Fan okay? The prophecy fish asked with concern. Oh my, as expected of Master Lu Fan, his true form appeared and he defeated Master Vermit easily, Whis explained. That's good. It's pretty much what I expected. The prophecy fish said with a smile, he is a great god of destruction after all. How could he lose to Vermit? However, Lord Vermit has joined forces with the three gods of destruction, Quitella, Rumsshi, and Horace, and is currently flying towards the 11th universe. Whis said. What? Are the four of them going to join forces? The prophecy fish exclaimed, even if Lu Fan is so powerful, he can't be a match for the four of them, right? No, they want to inject all the destructive energy into Quitella and let Quitella challenge Lu Fan. Whis said. In this case, they will be even more powerful than the four of them working together. The prophecy fish's face darkened. No, I think we should wake up Master Beerus and ask him to come over to help. No need. If Lord Lu Fan can't even deal with the four of them working together, how can he achieve the status of the great gods of destruction? Whis shook his head. He won't be beaten to death, will he? The prophet fish wiped his sweat. Probably not. Whis murmured. Universe 11, new planet Vegeta. They are coming. Lu Fan looked up at the sky. Oh my, the four gods of destruction have joined forces, said Makarita. If I beat them, will you marry me? Lu Fan asked. Makarita. You are really good at talking nonsense. I don't know how to answer it. Hehe, if I marry you, what will happen to Vados? Asked Makarita. It's okay. It's not against the rules to marry several wives in the god realm, right? Lu Fan asked back. Makarita wiped her sweat. You are so talented. How many wives do you want to marry? Look, I have so much energy. How can it be enough to marry one wife? Lu Fan said confidently. Makarita wiped her sweat again. Can you please not put it so directly? I decided to marry 6 wives, 1 wife a day. Lu Fan murmured. Aren't there 7 days in a week? There's still 1 day left. Do you want to rest? Aren't you full of energy? Makarita said with a smile. Who said I was going to take a break? It's the last day for the 7 of us to play together. I'm looking forward to it just thinking about it. Lu Fan said. Makarita was speechless. Your idea really caught me off guard. There was a brief silence. But then again, besides the three of us, who else do you think is a good choice? Asked Makarita. You three? It should be four, okay. Lu Fan asked. Four? Me? Vados? Rose? Isn't there three? Makarita counted on her fingers. And there's Kessie, it would be such a shame to let that little loli go. Lu Fan said. Makarita. Hehe, KS is the oldest among all our angels. She is not some little loli. Makarita said with a smile. It doesn't matter, she looks like a little girl anyway. Lu Fan replied, besides, can't you angels live forever? Age is not a problem at all. That's true. Makarita nodded thoughtfully. But then Margarita shook her head vigorously. As we were talking, I got confused. As if we would really become your wives. What about the other two? Makarita asked again. Just find two more women from Earth to make do with. Lu Fan said. It's okay. Makarita wiped the sweat off her face. Are those two women from Earth here just to make up the numbers? I'm worried that I'll get tired of admiring blue skin all the time, said Lu Fan. Makarita was speechless. I still didn't say anything. As long as you like it. Then I wish you to defeat the combined forces of these four people and strive to realize your dream of marrying 6 wives as soon as possible. Makarita said. So you've agreed? Lu Fan asked. I didn't say I agreed. This kind of thing requires the consent of the Grand Priest. Makarita replied. Okay, I will ask the Grand Priest for marriage. Lu Fan said, it's really a headache. The Grand Priest has 4 daughters, I have to prepare 4 gifts. Makarita. Makarita, how about dedicating the 4 universes of the 4 of them to the Grand Priest as a betrothal gift? Lu Fan said. Makarita remained silent. You are so talented. Aren't these universes all owned by Grand Priest? You take the Grand Priest's universe and give it to the Grand Priest? Does that make sense? Okay, it's happily decided. Lu Fan clapped his hands. Why is it such a happy decision? It's your own decision, okay. Makarita wiped the sweat off her face. Chapter 186. I get excited just thinking about it, 6 wives. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Lu Fan said as he slowly flew into the sky. Call out. Purple-red flames burst out from Lu Fan's body and he whistled away into the distance. Lu Fan did not choose to fight in the Gods of Destruction realm. If things go wrong, the entire Gods of Destruction world might be destroyed. This is a gift to the Grand Priest. It's not a good thing that the universe is destroyed. Call out. Lu Fan increased his speed and flew towards the direction where Vermit and others were. Vegeta also quickly rushed into the sky and looked in the direction where Lu Fan disappeared. But Vegeta couldn't see anything. It's really too far away. Vegeta looked helpless. This guy Lu Fan is so cunning. Why didn't I make a wish to survive in the universe? What a bad decision. Vegeta was thinking this when he turned his head and saw Makarita below, holding the scepter and watching. Vegeta quickly dropped from the air and appeared next to Makarita. Hey, that blue woman, can you see the scene where Lu Fan fights? Vegeta asked. Makarita. How do you talk? Is it appropriate for you to call me that? Didn't Lu Fan tell you my identity? Makarita asked with a dark face. Vegeta shook his head. Who knows who you are? If you become the 11th universe Gods of Destruction, I will be your guide angel. Makarita replied. Humph, why do you need a guide angel? A Gods of Destruction, am enough for me. Vegeta argued. Bang. Makarita hit Vegeta on the head with her scepter. Vegeta felt dizzy at that moment and almost fainted. Vegeta's eyes widened, a look of shock on his face. This woman is not simple. Do you think I can only teach you Kung Fu? Makarita smiled, I am the teacher of Gods of Destruction. Gods of Destruction is not even as good as me. Vegeta was shocked. Could it be that this woman is more powerful than the Gods of Destruction? I didn't even notice such an obvious problem. Let's put it this way. Although Lu Fan is already very powerful, there is still a big gap between her and me. I just don't want to bother with her. Makarita said confidently. Vegeta was stunned again. She is more powerful than Lu Fan? Humph, this kind of thing, I'll tell Lu Fan about it later. Vegeta gritted his teeth. You still have a long way to go. If you want to become the gods of destruction of the 11th universe, the first thing you have to do is to become the most powerful human in this universe. Makarita looked at Vegeta and said. Then where do you think I rank among the humans in the 11th universe with my current combat power? Vegeta asked. As for the ranking, let me see. Makarita looked at the crystal ball on the scepter and replied, among the humans I know so far, you can probably rank 15th. What? 15th? Vegeta said in surprise. I didn't even make it into the top 10? I thought that apart from that rabbit and that unicorn arm, I could walk sideways among the humans in the 11th universe. Are you sure you didn't see it wrong? Vegeta asked through gritted teeth. Do you think the most powerful human in our universe is that Topo? Makarita asked with a smile. What else? Vegeta asked. The most powerful human in our universe is Jiren. If we simply calculate based on energy value, his energy value has surpassed Lord Vermit. Makarita smiled. What did you say? Has that guy's strength surpassed Vermit? Vegeta's face changed again and again. I'm talking about energy, Makarita added. Of course, if a real fight breaks out, Lord Vermit, the gods of destruction, can still defeat Jiren. So, gods of destruction has its own bonus? Vegeta asked. You can understand it that way. Makarita nodded. If this guy named Jiren is so powerful, then why isn't he a candidate for gods of destruction? Vegeta inquired. Because Jiren doesn't like being the gods of destruction. Makarita replied. Really? Actually I don't really like it either. I just want to become stronger. Vegeta smiled. Makarita looked at Vegeta silently and said nothing more. Universe space. Lu Fan quickly turned into a stream of light and entered the universe space. The next moment, Lu Fan raised his hand, and a purple-red energy bomb condensed in his hand. The purple-red energy bomb grows as it comes into contact with the wind. In just a moment, the purple-red energy bomb expanded to a diameter of about 100 meters. However, this is far from enough. Lu Fan continued to expand the purple-red energy bomb. 1,000 meters. 1,000 kilometers. 10,000 kilometers. 100 million kilometers. 1 light year. 10 light years. 100 light years. It takes less than 10 minutes. The purple-red energy bomb condensed by Lu Fan has expanded to a diameter of 100 light years. This is the greatest destructive energy Lu Fan has been able to gather so far. That's right, destructive energy with a diameter of 100 light years. New planet Vegeta. Vegeta was chatting with Makarita when he suddenly noticed that the surroundings seemed to change color. Vegeta looked up and was surprised to find an extremely large purple-red ball of light in the sky. What is that? Vegeta froze for a moment. Makarita. Makarita also quickly saw the terrifying purple-red energy bomb through the scepter. 100 light years in diameter. Makarita's lips trembled. What do you mean 100 light years in diameter? Vegeta was stunned and asked. Did you see that purple-red ball of light? Its diameter has reached 100 light years. Makarita wiped the sweat off her face. What did you say? Vegeta shuddered as well. What is that? How can it be so big? Is it a star? No, it's the destructive energy condensed by Lu Fan. Makarita said. Vegeta was stunned at that moment. Is that the energy condensed by Lu Fan? Is the energy he condensed as large as 100 light years? That's 100 light years away. This number is scary. Moreover, how long has Lu Fan been away? At most it will take a little more than 10 minutes. In other words, Lu Fan took 10 minutes to condense a 100 light year energy bomb? So how fast will this energy bomb grow? That's far faster than the speed of light. Vegeta learned a lot today. He condenses such a large energy bomb, what does he want to do? Vegeta asked in surprise. Chapter 187. I don't know either. Makarita shook her head. Such a large energy bomb, what will happen once it explodes? Will our universe be blown to pieces on the spot? Vegeta asked. Take out the word no, Makarita replied. Vegeta. That's destructive energy, more than enough to destroy the entire universe. Makarita said. Vegeta was silent. Is it too late to leave this universe now? Vegeta asked. Makarita. I don't know who said to stay before? Are you scared so soon? In the universe space. After entering the area of Universe 11, Vermit and the other 4 gods of destruction stopped immediately. Then, the 3 gods of destruction, Vermit, Rumsshi, and Harais, held hands and formed a circle. Quitella stood in the center of the circle. The 3 began to condense destructive energy and injected the condensed destructive energy into Quitella in the center. The destructive energy in Quitella is gathering more and more. Before long, Quitella's yellow hair turned purple-red. The 3 of them have already focused all their energy on Quitella. Quitella, please don't let us down. Rumsshi smiled. That's all the destructive energy we have, Harais said with a smile. Beat him hard. Beat him until he can't move, and then I will beat the shit out of him myself. Vermit said hatefully. Leave it to me, I will definitely fulfill your wish. Quitella patted his chest. Your current energy can only last for an hour, so you must fight quickly and decisively. Rumsshi warned. Of course I know. Quitella nodded and turned to look in the direction of the gods of destruction realm. Just wait here. I'll beat him to a pulp and then throw him over myself. Talking. Hey, what is that? Harais suddenly asked. What are you talking about, Harais? Vermit asked. Look. Is that destructive energy? Harais pointed to a purple-red light in the distance. It seems so. Rumsshi raised his head and looked over there. It should be condensed by that guy named Lu Fan, right? Harais pondered. Why did that guy run so far to gather destructive energy? Rumsshi was a little puzzled. Humph, just a trick. Vermit snorted, Quitella, go quickly. Quitella nodded slightly, turned into a stream of light, and flew quickly towards the direction of the purple-red light in the distance. However, when getting closer to the purple-red light, Quitella discovered a shocking scene. That thing is indeed destructive energy. And it's very big. When Quitella got closer, he realized that this thing was a huge monster. It is as big as a small galaxy. After 100 light-years of destructive energy condensed and took shape, this starry sky became a space of death. Even the entire 11th universe was shaking, as if it could collapse at any time. Quitella couldn't help but shiver. Why do I have a bad feeling? But the next moment, Quitella gritted his teeth and quickened his pace. The closer he got to the destructive energy, the more frightened Quitella became. Why am I afraid? I am Quitella. I am the strongest gods of destruction. And now I have absorbed the destructive energy of the 3 of them. Of all the gods of destruction, I am the most powerful. Quitella gritted his teeth and quickened his pace again. When he got closer and closer to the destructive energy, Quitella could see how huge the destructive energy was. This is so FG. This destructive energy is as large as 100 light-years. You have gathered so much destructive energy, what are you doing? I said I was terrified. Such a huge destructive energy was born in this universe, who wouldn't be afraid? Go back, Quitella. You are no match for me. Don't make things difficult for yourself, or I will deprive you of your title of gods of destruction in the 4th universe. Suddenly, a voice quickly gathered around Quitella from all directions. Although it is a vacuum here. But as gods of destruction, sound can be transmitted through energy as a medium. Quitella immediately looked around, searching for Lu Fan. Come out. What's the point of hiding? Quitella shouted. As for the matter of depriving the 4th universe gods of destruction of his throne, Quitella did not take it seriously at all. You say to deprive me, so I can deprive you of it. Who do you think you are? So you don't want to leave? Lu Fan asked again. Hey, why would I leave? I'm Quitella. Among all the gods of destruction, I'm the strongest. Quitella said with a smile, come out quickly, aren't you very powerful? Let's have a good fight. Let's break my destruction array first. Lu Fan smiled lightly. Destruction array? What is that? Quitella was stunned. You'll know soon. Lu Fan smiled. Snap. 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 Just as Lu Fan finished speaking, the destructive energy of 100 light-years was divided into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8. Finally, the destructive energy was divided into 8 parts. The 8 destructive energies were divided into 8 positions, up, down, left, and surrounded Quitella. Humph, what do you want to do? Quitella snorted, ready to fight. One more back, forth, press A and B at the same time, and you will have 30 lives. Lu Fan said. Quit it. What the hell? What are you talking about? Okay, let's start the destruction formation. Lu Fan's voice sounded again. Lu Fan's voice had just fallen. Swish, swish, swish. From these destructive energies, destructive flames shot out from all directions. The destructive flame was like a laser gun, launching a fierce attack on Quitella in the center. Humph, a mere trifle. Is this what kind of formation you are after? Quitella sneered and waved his hands around as if swatting a fly. Bang, bang, bang. Suddenly, Quitella slapped away all the destructive energy that was flying over. After swatting away hundreds of destructive energies, Quitella soared into the sky, trying to leave the encirclement. However, these destructive energies seemed to have eyes and moved with Quitella, always moving up and down, left and right. Quitella immediately looked around. Swish, swish, swish. The destructive energy once again emitted destructive flames like a laser gun. Chapter 188. How many times are you going to use the same trick before you stop? This thing never works on me. Quitella shouted. Bang, bang, bang. Quitella slapped them again, sending the destructive flames flying everywhere. Soon, the second round of attack ended. Quitella knocked all the destructive energy away. Come out now. Quitella snorted. The third round of attack begins. Lu Fan's voice rang out. Swish, swish, swish. The destructive energy released purple-red light again, sweeping towards Quitella's position like a machine gun. Remove it. Is this ever going to end? Humph, I get it. You have gathered so much destructive energy, but you haven't shown up in person. Is it because you don't have much energy left? Quitella snorted, all your energy has been gathered into this destructive ball. Lu Fan didn't say anything. Bang, bang, bang. Quitella once again slapped the destructive flames flying towards him away. Are you trying to drain my energy in this way? Quitella sneered. But Quitella was also a little anxious. If things continue like this, I might be killed by this kid here. I must find a way to break out of this damn place as soon as possible. But where is this kid now? What about others? Come out now. Quitella shouted again, if you don't come out, I will take this destructive energy to your new universe. The new universe doesn't seem to be fully formed yet, right? You should know what the consequences will be after taking this destructive energy to the new universe. Yes, go ahead, the new universe welcomes you. Lu Fan said. Then I will take this destructive energy to visit your new universe. Quitella smiled lightly, turned around and flew towards the direction of the new universe. It just so happens that the Grand Priest is drinking tea over there. If the timing is right for you to go there, you can ask for a cup of tea there. Lu Fan said. Remove it. Quitella shuddered with fear and stopped immediately. What? Grand Priest adult? Is Grand Priest drinking tea in the new universe? If I bring destructive energy with me, the new universe will definitely tremble. If the Grand Priest's tea is spilled, he will definitely blame me. Quitella didn't dare to go. Although Quitella now doubts whether Grand Priest is really in the new universe. But I don't dare to take risks like this. What if it's true? Do you think I can't find you? Quitella yelled, Coke boy. The fourth round of attack begins. Lu Fan's voice sounded again. Swish, swish, swish. Purple-red streams of light flashed again on the 8 destructive energies, and they fired at Quitella in the center. Quitella knew clearly that if he continued to fight like this, all his energy would be consumed by this guy. Moreover, with such great destructive energy, it is definitely possible to sustain it for an hour. The problem is, after an hour, the destructive energy of the 3 of them will disappear. My destructive energy will also be greatly consumed by these things. And after an hour, Lu Fan's destructive energy might be partially restored. When that time really comes, it might not be good. We must find a way to break the destruction formation. Bang! This time, Quitella suddenly stretched out his arms and released a large protective shield, surrounding his body. Puff, puff, puff. The stream of destructive energy hit the protective shield, making a muffled sound. Ha ha ha, so what? Do you think I can only slap flies? Quitella laughed. The 5th round of attack begins. Lu Fan's voice sounded again. Swish, swish, swish. Purple-red flames spurted out from the destructive energy again. Humph, I told you, that kind of thing is useless to me. I knew you were stalling for time. But it doesn't matter. I will always find a way to break your formation. Quitella sneered. Puff, puff, puff. The purple-red flames suddenly penetrated Quitella's protective shield, and streams of light hit Quitella directly. Quitella was wincing in pain and his face expression kept changing. What's going on? Fortunately, although these things hurt when they hit my body, the injuries were not serious. Quitella took a closer look and wanted to curse. I saw the purple-red energy flames turned into very fine hairs. It just so happens that these tiny hairs still have destructive energy after being compressed. Therefore, these destructive energies easily penetrated Quitella's protective shield and hit Quitella's body. Quitella felt as if he was being pricked by needles. Wow! Quitella was furious, and purple-red energy burst out of his body, immediately releasing a huge destructive flame. Destroy! Quitella waved his hand and directed the destructive energy in his hand towards the destructive energy right in front of him. Bang! The destructive energy released by Quitella hit Lu Fan's destructive energy on the spot. Then, something happened that surprised Quitella. Lu Fan's destructive energy trembled slightly at first, and then it swallowed up the flying destructive energy in one gulp, just like a big fish eating a small fish. Bang! The next moment, a muffled sound was heard from the destructive energy. And then, nothing happened. The destructive energy of Lu Fan that was attacked was full of energy, as if it had been reborn. What? How is this possible? Quitella widened his eyes and looked shocked. How come it has the ability to devour? Are you kidding? The 6th round of attack begins. Lu Fan's voice sounded again. Swish, swish, swish. Purple-red flames were released again from the destructive energy. Quitella shivered, and had no choice but to stretch out his big hands to pat. Bang, bang, bang. These purple-red energies were once again slapped away by Quitella. Far away. Vermit, Harais, and Rumsshi, the 3 gods of destruction, stood far away, not daring to get too close. Now the 3 of them have very little destructive energy left. If you get too close, you might get affected. Don't worry, Vermit. Quitella is the strongest god of destruction. Even without the destructive energy of the 3 of us, he will have no problem dealing with that kid named Lu Fan. Rumsshi comforted. Hey, of course I know. Vermit nodded. 10 minutes have passed, the winner will be decided soon, right? Harais murmured. Bang! As he was speaking, he heard a crisp sound coming from Harais's body. Vermit and Rumsshi beside him widened their eyes at that moment, with a somewhat weird look on their faces. Chapter 189. Harais, what are you doing? Rumsshi exclaimed. Harais, why did your clothes burst? Vermit almost drooled. Harais's expression kept changing. Harais also felt that something was not right with him. It feels chilly. Harais looked down and felt ashamed and angry. Where are my clothes? All my clothes are gone. It seems to have been destroyed by something. Luckily Harais is the gods of destruction, so this is not a big deal. Bang! Harais waved his hand lightly, and transformed himself into a brand new set of clothes. Someone is attacking us. Vermit frowned and looked around. Rumsshi also looked around vigilantly. Could it be that Quitella lost to that guy Lu Fan? Harais seemed to suddenly realize something and said in a deep voice. Was the person who attacked us Lu Fan? Rumsshi asked. Humph, who else could it be except that shameless guy? Vermit gritted his teeth. Lu Fan. I'm not done with you. Who told you to tear my clothes? Harais shouted angrily. Oh, I'm curious and want to see what your skin color looks like. It looks a bit dark. Lu Fan's voice sounded as expected. Harais felt sick. Who are you calling black? What do you two think? Isn't it a bit dark? Lu Fan asked. Rumsshi looked towards Harais thoughtfully. Rumsshi. You're still looking. Harais said angrily. It's not black. Rumsshi shook the elephant's trunk. Harais. Lu Fan, come out and stop playing tricks on me. Vermit shouted with a gloomy face. Where are the others? Hakai whispered. I didn't see it either. The three of us were standing back to back, so we had to be careful of being ambushed by him. Rumshi lowered his voice. The three main players don't have much destructive energy now, and they are really afraid that Lu Fan will come and launch a sneak attack. Let's find out where he is first. Hakai gritted his teeth and said, just wait for me, kid, you dare to tear my clothes, and call me a black man. Rumshi. Vermouth. Hey, am I really that dark? Hakai asked. I actually like black, Vermouth said. Hakai. Get out. Hakai looked angry. Rumshi shook his trunk and glanced at Vermouth. Your taste is really unparalleled. No, if Lu Fan is here, then what about Quitella? Has he been defeated by Lu Fan? Vermouth suddenly thought of something and his face changed again and again. No, he should not have lost yet. Hakai shook his head. We can only hear his voice but have not seen him. This means that he is just a voice that he has differentiated from. That's right. If Quitella really loses, then Lu Fan's true form will appear, instead of just the voice now. Rumshi also said. So, this guy still wants to play psychological warfare with us. Vermouth sneered. But how did he destroy Hakai's clothes? This destructive energy is not simple. Rumshi pondered. Stop talking about my clothes. Hakai shouted angrily. Be careful, this guy likes to launch sneak attacks. Vermouth said. The three of them looked around carefully. The seventh universe, the world of gods of destruction. Whis was checking what was happening on the scene through the crystal ball on the scepter in his hand. What's the matter? Don't just watch it by yourself, tell me what's going on. The prophecy fish was anxious. As expected of you, Lord Lu Fan. Whis said with a smile. So, he has won, asked the prophecy fish excitedly. Master Quitella was completely overpowered by him. Whis nodded. That's four gods of destruction working together. Even at this point, there's still no match for Lu Fan. The prophecy fish was stunned. When did Lu Fan improve his strength to this level? Lu Fan has been practicing all the time, so it's normal for his strength to increase. Whis replied, however, Lu Fan is fighting in a special way this time. What method? Asked the prophecy fish. A destructive formation. Whis said. Destroying the formation? What is that? I've never heard of it. The prophecy fish shook his head. It's about condensing destructive energy, and then surrounding the person, and firing small destructive energies from the destructive energy to attack the person in the center. Whis explained. What's the use of that? The prophecy fish was stunned. It's useful. Whis replied, this will consume a lot of Quitella's destructive energy. When his energy is almost consumed, Lu Fan should be able to counterattack. How clever, the prophetic fish suddenly realized. But then, the prophecy fish scratched its head vigorously again. That's not right. You said Lu Fan condensed such a huge amount of destructive energy, and he also consumed a lot of it. The prophecy fish pondered, when these destructive energies consume almost all of Quitella's destructive energy, how much can Lu Fan recover? Don't you know? Lu Fan's energy recovery speed is more than 10 times that of other gods of destruction. Whis replied. What? The prophecy fish widened its eyes. Perhaps, the position of great gods of destruction is indeed the best choice for him. Whis sighed. Hehe, I said this a long time ago. My prediction is very accurate this time, right, said the prophecy fish with some pride. The sixth universe, the planet Kampa. Vados was also watching the battle taking place in Universe 11 through the scepter. Vados, what's going on? Who won? Kampa asked. Vados did not answer. Is Lu Fan going to lose? Kampa's expression changed again and again, and he clenched his fists and said, I've placed all my bets on him. If he loses, I'll become the target of ridicule by other gods of destruction. Lord Kampa, do you regret it now? Vados glanced at Kampa. Kampa. If I really lose, I will definitely regret it. The fact that I tipped off Lu Fan would definitely be discovered by the other gods of destruction. It seems I should learn from Beerus and sleep for decades. I will wake up after this incident has passed. Kampa was thinking this. Don't worry, Master Kampa. At the moment, it looks like Lu Fan won't lose. Vados murmured. What did you say? You won't lose. Kamba was stunned and asked quickly. Quitella didn't even see anyone else. Vados sighed. What? 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 Kamba asked 3 what's in a row? Didn't you see the person? Chapter 190. Who is Quitella fighting? Kamba asked. Master Quitella is fighting the destructive energy gathered by Lu Fan. Vados said. Kamba. Are you feeling lonely after fighting for so long? Quitella didn't even see Lu Fan? What's going on? Kamba asked again. New universe, gods of destruction world. Greetings, Grand Priest. Rose immediately bowed. Ruth, long time no see. Grand Priest nodded slightly. There are no outsiders here, so just call me Father. Okay, Father. Rose nodded. Did you call me here to talk about Lu Fan? Grand Priest asked Ruosi. Yes, Father. Rose replied. Speak your mind, said the Grand Priest. What can I think? Rose was a little helpless. 4 gods of destruction teamed up to bully the gods of destruction of my universe. Isn't this a bit too much? Did you see their fight? Asked the Grand Priest. No. I can't bear to watch it. Lu Fan must have been bullied badly. Ruosi sighed, it's a pity that we angels can't participate. Take a look first. Grand Priest sighed. Why do I feel like my daughter is about to fall? How much coke did Lu Fan's boy give her? Rose spoke to him like this. Rose hurriedly checked the battle in Universe 11 through the crystal ball in her hand. After seeing this, Ruosi felt relieved. Grand Priest. Oh my, Father, just pretend I didn't say anything, hee. Rose said with a grin. The Grand Priest was speechless. There was a brief silence. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll go back first, said the Grand Priest. Father, have a cup of tea before you go back. Ruosi giggled, this is the tea that Lu Fan personally picked with some stunning beauties. Grand Priest. Father, would you like to try it? Asked Rose. Okay, let's try it. Grand Priest nodded, can you taste the flavor? Universe 11, New Planet Vegeta. Hey, what's going on? Did Lu Fan win? Vegeta asked anxiously. This concerns my future and destiny. If Lu Fan loses, I will probably die miserably. Because I peed in gods of destruction's face. But it doesn't matter even if I die. This is the peak of my life. I feel like I can brag about this for the rest of my life. Kakarot, have you ever had this experience? Wait a moment. Why should I compete with a weakling like Kakarot? I'm already a Super Saiyan, but Kakarot can't even transform into a Super Saiyan. My goal in the future will be to become the second Lu Fan. I also want to become the strongest gods of destruction. Not bad, the current situation is promising. Makarita saw what was happening on the scene through the crystal ball on the scepter and explained to Vegeta. So, Lu Fan is going to win. Vegeta was secretly delighted. It shouldn't be a big problem. Makarita nodded. It seems that I will really be the gods of destruction of the 11th universe. Vegeta thought thoughtfully. Makarita. You should become the strongest human first. Makarita sighed. Of course, I will certainly practice hard towards the goal of becoming the strongest human. Vegeta smiled confidently. The 11th universe, universe space. 8 destructive energies surrounded Quitella, launching the 88th round of attack. Quitella was beaten and bruised all over. Huff, huff, huff. Quitella was breathing heavily and already feeling a little tired. Lu Fan. If you have the guts, come out and fight me one-on-one. Quitella was so angry that he was about to explode. After fighting for such a long time, I didn't even see anyone else. This is so FG. Swish, swish, swish. Suddenly, a voice was heard. Quitella has now learned conditioned reflexes. Whenever he heard the whoosh 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 sound, he would keep waving his hands and slap away the purple-red flames flying over. This is the best solution Quitella has found so far. What frustrates Quitella the most is that this destructive formation is simply impeccable. Quitella never thought about escaping from this formation and getting rid of the destructive energy. However, Quitella is fast, and these few people's energy destruction is also fast. No matter which direction Quitella goes, these destructive energies will follow him closely, almost inseparable. Quadra suddenly speeds up, and the destructive energy also suddenly accelerates. Quitella has tried all kinds of ways to stand out. However, there was no effect. Now Quitella is left with only the destructive energy from these 8. Even after fighting for more than 50 minutes, the purple-red glow on Quitella's body became less and less, and his skin color began to turn yellow. Quitella believed that in a short time, the energy provided to him by Vermit and the other 3 would be completely consumed. As the strongest gods of destruction, are you going to lose to a kid selling coke? I can't accept it. The problem is, I haven't even seen him. Quitella couldn't be more frustrated. Swish, swish, swish. Suddenly, the voice rang out again. He 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 he. Quitella waved his big hands quickly and slapped the flames away again. Far away. Vermit and the other 2 had been watching their surroundings vigilantly for nearly 50 minutes. However, apart from the incident where Herace's clothes were blown off, nothing outrageous has happened since then. I told you, that guy just likes to be mysterious. Vermit snorted. Humph, shameless. Herace was filled with rage when he thought about his clothes bursting. It's been 50 minutes, and Quitella hasn't defeated that guy yet. Rumsshi muttered, if he had, he would have come back. It's a bit weird. Herace murmured. I told you, that guy likes to be mysterious. He deliberately blew off Herace's clothes to make us alert here. We don't know where he went. Vermit guessed. Don't mention clothes to me again. Herace yelled. It's quite mysterious. Rumsshi nodded. He also said that he was the great god of destruction, the chief steward of all gods of destruction, and his status was the same as that of the grand priest. Vermit smiled. What? Big gods of destruction? Herace was stunned. Great gods of destruction. Rumsshi was also stunned for a moment. What are you 2 doing with those expressions? Vermit smiled softly. There is no such god position at all, okay? I even checked the guide to the god positions in the divine world. Since the first year of the divine calendar, there has been no such god as the great gods of destruction. Chapter 191. I was shocked. I thought there really were big gods of destruction. Rumsshi patted his chest. What if? I mean what if a new deity like this is established? Herace murmured. Rumsshi. Vermouth. They both looked at Herace. I'm just talking casually, don't take it seriously. Herace smiled. It's superfluous to say anything now. Let's go over there and take a look. Vermit suggested. We have already recovered a large part of our destructive energy. Okay, let's go check and see if Quitella has defeated this guy. Rumsshi said. The 3 of them left as soon as they said they would, speeding towards where Quitella was. Swish. Just after the 3 of them moved forward for a distance, there was a fluctuation in the void ahead. Bang! The next moment, Lu Fan's figure appeared right in front of the 3 of them. Lu Fan. The expressions of Vermit and the other 2 kept changing. Lu Fan appears? What does Lu Fan's appearance here mean? Explanation: Quitella was defeated? How is this possible? Quitella has gathered the destructive energy of the 3 of us. And he himself is the strongest gods of destruction. Although he and Beerus have never been able to determine who is better. But his strength should be not much different from Beerus. Now what? Only Lu Fan came over. The expressions of Vermit and the other 2 turned extremely ugly. But soon, Vermit was the first to react. Don't be afraid. Even if Quitella loses to him, how much energy does he have now? Vermit said with a smile. After hearing this, Herace and Rumsshi also understood. Yes. Even if he could beat Quitella. However, he should be at the end of his strength. If the 3 of us join forces, we can definitely fight back. Where's Quitella? Vermit asked coldly. He's still playing with my destructive energy. Lu Fan grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. What do you mean? Herace was stunned and asked in confusion. You can imagine it slowly. Lu Fan smiled. From today on, the 2nd universe, the 10th universe, and the gods of destruction of the 10th universe will all give way. I want to let the gods of destruction that I trained myself take the position. Humph, stop talking nonsense. The position of gods of destruction is not something you can change just because you want to. Vermit snorted. It's a bit difficult for me to find so many candidates for the god of destruction at once. At this point in time, you 2 still have one chance. Lu Fan turned his head and looked at Harais and Rumsshi. I will give you one last chance. As long as one of you withdraws, I can keep your position as gods of destruction. But there is only one spot, and I have already decided who will succeed as the new gods of destruction. Neither Rumsshi nor Harais spoke. Hey, you two don't really believe his nonsense, do you? Vermit was anxious and shouted. Harais, why don't you just quit? I never hit women, I only tear off their clothes. Lu Fan said. Harais. You're still talking about clothes. You shameless guy. Harais was furious. I'll give you 3 seconds to think about it, otherwise I really can't find a suitable person to replace your position as gods of destruction. Lu Fan said with a smile. Humph, defeat me first. Harais snorted coldly, and a bow and arrow suddenly appeared in his hand. Helis pulled the bowstring to its full length and aimed the arrow at Lu Fan's body. Can you catch it? Harais smiled. It's really a headache. Who should I choose to be the new gods of destruction? I have 4 universes available. Lu Fan shook his head. Call out. Harais no longer hesitated. As soon as he let go, the arrow whizzed towards Lu Fan's location. Puff. Harais's arrow went straight through Lu Fan's body, leaving a purple-red spot of light on his body. What? Why don't you hide? Harais's eyes widened. No. This is just his clone. Vermit reacted immediately, his real body is not here. Vermit has figured it out now, too. Vermit knew that the Lu Fan who had fought with him first was his clone. Later, the one with the tail was his true form. His body has a tail, and it's a solid carbon-based life form, Vermit explained. You guessed it right. Lu Fan nodded. This clone is nothing special. It can't even beat me. Vermit snorted. Lu Fan, I see. Your real body is still fighting Quitella, right? So it's just a clone. Rumsshi smiled. Look, I'm going to shatter him. Roar. Rumsshi said this and roared towards where Lu Fan was. A strong airflow quickly covered Lu Fan's body. Then. That's all. That's all. Lu Fan smiled. Your roaring skills aren't that great, Rumsshi. What? He's fine. Rumsshi widened his eyes, looking shocked. Don't panic, it's because our energy hasn't fully recovered yet. Vermit said hurriedly, I'll go fight him first, you two quickly recover your destructive energy. Rumsshi and Harais nodded slightly. Call out. Vermit quickly rushed towards Lu Fan and started punching and kicking Lu Fan. Snap. 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 Lu Fan easily caught all of Vermit's attacks. Bang. The next moment, Lu Fan slapped Vermit directly on the face with his backhand, causing Vermit to roll several times in the air. Vermit quickly stabilized his body and looked at Lu Fan opposite him with some shock. What a joke! How come this guy's clone has become so powerful? I don't have much energy left. But your clone seems to be stronger than before. Vermit, do you really think my clone is so easy to bully? Lu Fan smiled. Bang! As he spoke, Lu Fan quickly stepped forward and hit Vermit on the chin with an uppercut. Vermit flew to such a height that it felt as if his jaw had been dislocated. Swish! Lu Fan flashed and appeared right above Vermit. Bang! Lu Fan made another overhead kick and kicked Vermit on the shoulder. Vermit was like a meteor, falling from the starry sky and hitting a huge meteorite below. Boom! Vermit's body smashed through the meteorite. Chapter 192. Are you two still standing there watching the show? Why don't you come up and help? Lu Fan grinned and looked at Harais and Rumsshi with a smile. Are you planning to let me defeat them one by one? Harais. Rumsshi. The two men gnashed their teeth. Then the two of them no longer hesitated and rushed towards Lu Fan one after another. Lu Fan fought 1 against 2 but was not at a disadvantage at all. The next moment, Vermit also soared into the sky and joined the battle. Lu Fan challenges 3 gods of destruction on his own. And this is Lu Fan's clone. The main reason is that these 3 gods of destruction are not in their peak condition. Of course, Lu Fan's strength has also increased. After all, this time Lu Fan gathered even more powerful destructive energy for this clone. After fighting for several rounds. Boom! Lu Fan's energy exploded, instantly knocking the 3 gods of destruction flying backwards. The 3 of them were extremely shocked and their faces became extremely ugly. But soon, the three of them adjusted their mood, divided into 3 different directions, and surrounded Lu Fan in the center. Lu Fan, I admit that you have become very powerful, but it is impossible for you to defeat the 3 of us by yourself. Vermit smiled coldly. You're stalling for time so we don't have to help Quitella. Rumsshi snorted. Let's see how long your clone can last. Horace also chuckled. Okay, I'm a little tired from playing today, so let's stop here. Lu Fan grinned, revealing his white teeth again. Call out. After he finished speaking, a stream of purple-red light suddenly appeared beside Lu Fan from a distance. A purple-red figure gradually emerged. And when he saw this purple-red figure, especially after seeing the tail behind him, Vermit couldn't help but shiver, and his face changed again and again. That's right, Vermit, my real body is here. Lu Fan smiled. Lu Fan's real body is coming. What does it mean? This means Quitella has been defeated. The 3 of us found it difficult to deal with one of his clones. What's more, it's his true form. Vermit and the other 2 looked extremely ugly. What should I do? Horace, since you are a woman, I will give you one last chance. Lu Fan said. Horace remained silent. Quit their team immediately, otherwise I will have a headache. Lu Fan looked at Horace and said. What's bothering you? You are bothered. If the 3 of us join forces, you are no match for us, right? Vermit sneered. Horace, don't listen to him. Idiot, I'm worried about not having the right candidates for gods of destruction. Lu Fan smiled, training so many gods of destruction makes me very tired. Horace. Vermit glared. Since you remain silent, forget it. At worst, I can just give up the second universe. Lu Fan thought for a while, holding his chin in thought. What did you say? Horace's face changed color. I said, the second universe no longer has any need to exist. Lu Fan smiled. Do you think you are Lord Zeno? Do you want the second universe to disappear just like that? Vermit shouted angrily. Well, I will beat you 3 up right now and let you know what the real gods of destruction are. Lu Fan smiled. Call out. The next moment, Lu Fan was ready to attack. Wait a minute. Horace said suddenly. Lu Fan paused for a moment. Is it too late for me to quit now? Horace asked. Of course there's still time. Lu Fan nodded gently. Horace. Vermit shouted. Horace, don't be fooled. He is worried that the 3 of us will join forces. Rumsshi also hurriedly advised. Then I quit, Horace said, leaving Vermit's team. Vermouth. Rumsshi. The 2 of them were speechless. Horace was isolated by this guy so quickly. This is a bit difficult to deal with. Well, Horace, you are very smart. Lu Fan nodded with satisfaction, although you are a little dark, you still have a good figure. Horace. Then there are only 2 of you left. Lu Fan smiled and pointed his finger at Rumshi's body. Rumshi immediately prepared for battle. You are no match for me at all. Let alone adding Horace, even if you add another gods of destruction, what can it do? Lu Fan smiled slightly, and a purple-red light flashed in his hand. Puff! The purple-red light attacked quickly and hit Rumshi's elephant trunk immediately. Only a crisp sound was heard. Rumshi's elephant trunk was immediately broken by the stream of light. Ouch! Rumshi let out a scream. Call out! Lu Fan moved and appeared right in front of Rumshi in an instant. Bang! Lu Fan's fist hit Rumshi's chest on the spot. Puff! Blood spurted out of Rumshi's mouth. Then, Lu Fan slapped Rumshi directly on the face. Boom! Rumshi was like a cannonball, smashing into a huge meteorite in the distance. With a loud bang, the meteorite broke into pieces. When I looked again, Rumshi's head tilted and he fainted. Lu Fan knocked Rumshi out without much effort. Vermit was terrified, his eyes widened in disbelief. This guy fought with Kettler for such a long time, didn't he consume any energy at all? Or, did Makarita treat him and restore his strength? It shouldn't be like that. Makarita was my guide angel. Angel will not help in battles like this. Horace's expression was also filled with endless shock. At the same time, Horace is also glad for his choice. What the hell is this? Lu Fan can easily knock out Rumshi by himself. Even if I were included, we would still not be enough to defeat him. We fought a draw with his clone. His true form is really too strong. Next is your turn, Vermit. Are you ready to be beaten? Lu Fan looked at Vermit with a smile. Vermit shuddered. Call out. Lu Fan's fingertips flashed, and a purple-red light quickly waved towards Vermit. Puff. Vermit was hit on the spot and had no time to react. There was only a muffled sound, and Vermit's body was pierced by the light released by Lu Fan, leaving a large pool of blood. You can't do it, Vermit. Lu Fan said with a smile. Vermit's face showed anger, but he felt a little desperate in his heart. Swoosh. 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 Lu Fan had no reason to be polite. The purple-red light flashed again at his fingertips, and streams of light continued to penetrate Vermit's body. Vermit was beaten so hard that he couldn't fight back and let out wailing sounds. Chapter 193. It's really boring. Lu Fan shook his head. Why don't you resist? Vermit was really desperate this time. If you don't resist, I'll be like a villain. Lu Fan sighed. Vermit said nothing. Bang. Lu Fan slapped his right hand forward. A shot from a distance. An invisible energy hit Vermit directly in the chest. Puff. The blood from Vermit's mouth spurted out to a height of 3 meters, it was as spectacular as it could be. Immediately afterwards, Vermit's body slid backwards and he fainted on the spot. Hakai was terrified. This guy is really too strong. Is this still the guy who sold coke back then? Will our universe really give birth to a new great gods of destruction? Lu Fan looked at Hakai with a smile. Hakai shuddered. I said I quit, I'm sorry for what happened before. Hakai backed off. Lu Fan didn't say anything, just stared at Hakai silently. Don't you like to tear my clothes off? Can I do it myself? Hakai gritted his teeth and said quickly. Lu Fan. Bang. After Hakai finished speaking, seeing that Lu Fan had no reaction, he had to explode the energy in his body and blow his clothes off. Lu Fan was speechless. You are so talented. I don't know whether to do anything to you. As the gods of destruction, heroes has lived for tens of millions of years. Compared to being beaten, having clothes shattered for this guy to see is nothing big. Besides, he is quite handsome. Why do I feel like I'm getting an advantage? This is what Hakai is thinking. Are you relieved? Hakai said with a red face. Yeah, her figure is indeed good, but it's a pity that. Lu Fan shook his head. Hakai. You want to say that I am dark again, right? You don't mind if I become the great gods of destruction? Lu Fan said with a smile. No objection. Hakai said quickly. Okay, I'm relieved, you can go. Lu Fan smiled and waved to Hakai. Hakai breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you. Hakai thanked him quickly and bowed. Is the gods of destruction world really going to be reshuffled? Will there really be great gods of destruction? Well, I'll take my leave then. Hakai said to Lu Fan. Go ahead. Lu Fan did not object. Hakai was afraid that Lu Fan would change his mind, so he quickly turned into a stream of light and quickly slipped away. Soon, Hakai left Universe 11. Another place. Quitella is still struggling. What made Quitella feel most frustrated was that he didn't even see anyone from beginning to end. From the beginning to the end, I was just competing with these 8 energy bombs. Swish, swish, swish. Quitella waved his hands hurriedly and slapped away the energy flames that were flying towards him. Quitella has consumed a lot of energy and is now almost unable to hold on. Swish, swish, swish. The 128th round of destructive energy attacks. Remove it. You're not done yet. Wow. Quitella is going crazy. Quitella danced again and slapped the destructive energy away. However, Quitella is now at the end of its rope. After Quitella slapped away several destructive energies, it was ultimately unable to withstand the invasion of several other energies. Puff, puff, puff. 3 destructive energies penetrated Quitella's body, leaving 3 bloody holes on his body. Quitella already had several holes on his body, and now there were even more. Ah! Quitella was going crazy and screaming. Swish, swish, swish. A purple-red stream of light shot out from the energy bomb again. Quitella was desperate. Puff. The purple-red stream of light penetrated Quitella's body again. Quitella finally couldn't hold on any longer, his head tilted and he fainted. After Quitella fainted, Lu Fan slowly appeared near Quitella. He's really weak. He fainted right away. Lu Fan shook his head. He even calls himself the strongest gods of destruction. Bang! Lu Fan fired a big kick at Quitella. Quitella flew away. Then, Lu Fan stepped forward and checked the 8 destructive energies he had condensed. After more than an hour of fighting, the color of these 8 destructive energies has become almost transparent. Bang! Lu Fan tapped lightly at one of the destructive energies. The destructive energy immediately turned into soap bubbles and dissipated in an instant. Then, Lu Fan shattered the other 7 destructive energies. Swish! Lu Fan's clone, Supreme Kai, appeared on the scene. Suddenly, these broken purple-red lights quickly merged into Lu Fan's clone, were absorbed into the body of Lu Fan's clone, and compressed to a very small degree. You are very powerful. Lu Fan's clone stretched out his hand. Yet, you're very strong too. Lu Fan nodded. Okay, it's time to go back and have a good chat with Makarita about our ideals. New planet Vegeta. Makarita wiped her sweat. Isn't the clone under your control? Don't you think it's shameless that you brag about yourselves to each other like this? Also, what ideals did you talk to me about? Hey, did you lose? Vegeta noticed that Makarita was wiping her sweat and asked nervously. What? Makarita was stunned. I mean, did Lu Fan lose? Vegeta's heart sank. No, he won. Why do you say he lost? Makarita was slightly stunned. Won? Why are you sweating after winning? Vegeta said unhappily. You don't understand. Makarita didn't bother to pay attention to Vegeta. Since I won, I will practice hard and try to comprehend the ultimate self-definition you mentioned as soon as possible. Vegeta murmured. Wow, it's not that easy to comprehend the ultimate freedom. Makarita shook her head. Just tell me how long it will take. How long will it take for me to realize the ultimate freedom you mentioned? Vegeta asked. Lord Vermit has spent tens of millions of years and still hasn't fully realized the true meaning of freedom. Makarita smiled. What did you say? That clown spent tens of millions of years without realizing it. Vegeta was stunned. Even if I'm a genius. How long will it take me? I can't wait that long. Bang! As the two were talking, Lu Fan and his clones dropped from the sky and landed next to Vegeta. Swish! The next moment, Lu Fan waved at his clone, and the clone immediately disappeared. Lu Fan, you defeated the combined forces of those gods of destruction. Vegeta was quite surprised. It's just 4 gods of destruction working together. Lu Fan smiled. My ultimate goal is to challenge 12 gods of destruction to work together. Vegeta. Makarita. Chapter 194. As a great god of destruction, it would be a bit unreasonable if I couldn't even defeat 12 gods of destruction working together. Lu Fan said with a smile. Vegeta stopped talking. Makarita was also speechless, mainly because she felt that what Lu Fan said was right. Also, Vegeta, you don't need to practice Ultra Instinct. That's not suitable for you. Lu Fan said. Why? What do I need to practice? Vegeta asked. There is a skill unique to gods of destruction called self-intention. You can practice that. Lu Fan said. Ego? What is that? Vegeta asked. I'm just saying this to broaden your horizons and lay a solid foundation first. Lu Fan said. Vegeta. You might as well not say anything. 3 hours later. Quitella, Rumsshi, and Vermit, the 3 gods of destruction, finally woke up. Lu Fan was still very particular about benevolence, righteousness, and morality, and he deliberately put the 3 of them together so that they could have company. All 3 were gods of destruction. Although they were seriously injured, they recovered quickly. Even Rumshi's elephant trunk was restored through regeneration. Of course, it will take some time for the destructive energy to return to its peak state. The 3 of them have now exhausted their physical strength to the limit. Rumshi and Vermit immediately looked at Quitella. How come you lost? You have combined the destructive power of the 3 of us. Why did you 2 pass out? Quitella asked. Quitella, what happened to you? Vermit asked through gritted teeth. Didn't you even consume a bit of Lu Fan's energy? What? You mean? Lu Fan came to find you? Quitella asked with wide eyes. Why else would we faint? Rumsshi said with a dark face. Quitella, how did you fight? Vermit asked, clenching his fists tightly. Don't mention it. Quitella gnashed his teeth in hatred. We fought for such a long time but didn't even see anyone. I even forgot what Lu Fan looked like. After all, the guy was selling coke there, and I didn't pay much attention to that point. What happened? Vermit asked coldly. I've placed all my bets on you. As a result, each of our gods of destruction is more tragic than the last. There is no way to talk about Quitella. How should I say it? I told them. I fought for a long time, but was it just a lonely fight? Will they laugh at me? We'll talk about this later. Now we have to think of a way to fight back. Quitella murmured. Vermouth. Rumsshi. Want to fight back? How are you going to call back? I guess he doesn't have much energy left now. If we strike back, he will definitely be caught off guard. Quitella said with a smile, showing his two big front teeth. Swish, swish, swish. Lu Fan's clone suddenly made such a sound in the distance. Quitella's expression froze for a moment, and he reflexively started dancing and punching and kicking Rumsshi and Vermit. In less than 10 seconds, Rumsshi and Vermit were beaten black and blue by Quitella. Rumsshi. Vermouth. Quitella, what are you doing? Vermit shouted. Are you betraying yourself too? Rumsshi didn't think about this question. What? What betrayal? Quitella was stunned. Just now. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean it. Swish, swish, swish. Lu Fan's clone made such a voice again in the distance. Bang, bang, bang. Quitella punched and kicked the two men again. Rumsshi and Vermit were once again beaten beyond recognition by Quitella. All three of them had little energy left. But Quitella was, after all, a god of destruction with similar strength to Beerus, and his attack came unexpectedly, catching both of them off guard. Roar. Rumsshi was beaten up and let out a roar, and the sound shook the entire starry sky. Rumsshi can now be sure that this guy must have turned against us. Otherwise, if we combine the destructive power of the four of us, how could we still not be able to defeat that Lu Fan? If you don't turn against us, who will? And then you suddenly attack us here? And pretend you have no energy left? I don't believe it. Bang. Rumsshi flew up and kicked Quitella directly in the face. Damn it! You yellow-haired rat! How dare you betray us? How much coke did you drink from Lu Fan? Rumsshi shouted. Quitella was hit and flew backwards. Rumsshi, calm down. Vermit hurried forward to persuade him and pulled Rumsshi. Rumsshi then stopped attacking. There must be something wrong here. Quitella is not that kind of person. He will not turn against us, said Vermit. Quitella stopped in the starry sky and quickly flew back. Quitella, tell me, what happened just now? Why did you suddenly attack us? Rumsshi asked with a cold face. Well, Quitella didn't know where to start. Swish, swish, swish. Suddenly, Lu Fan made such a sound again in the distance. Haha. Quitella rushed forward again without any hesitation, punching and kicking Rumsshi and Vermit. This time, Rumsshi and Vermit were ready for battle. Soon the three of them got into a fight. It only lasted about 10 seconds. The injuries that the three men had recovered from with great difficulty became even more miserable once again. Huff, huff, huff. The three of them were breathing heavily, and their faces looked uglier than each other. Quitella, what do you mean? Rumsshi asked coldly. Rumsshi also noticed something was wrong. You said that if Quitella turned against us, if he really did, he said that his energy should be at its peak. The problem is that Quitella is now at the end of his rope. You mean he won't turn against us? Why are you attacking us too for no reason? Rumsshi was so confused that he shook his elephant trunk vigorously, as if he wanted to beat Quitella to death with it. I told you, I really didn't mean it. Do you believe me? Quitella was in tears. Swish, swish, swish. Suddenly, another voice sounded in Quitella's ears. Lu Fan made a similar sound again. Moreover, Lu Fan only transmitted this sound to Quitella's ears through a special energy. Therefore, Rumsshi and Vermit cannot be heard. Whoa! Be careful! Quitella yelled and started dancing again. Chapter 195. Rumsshi and Vermit were so frightened that they flew backwards. However, it would be a bit unsatisfying if Quitella's conditioned reflex didn't hit anything. Call out! Quitella immediately chased in the direction of Vermit and started to attack him relentlessly. Vermit's balls were almost broken from the beating. Bang! Vermit immediately fought back. The three of them fought together again. About 10 minutes passed. The three of them fainted together. When he fainted, Quitella seemed to be resurrected, dancing and punching and kicking the two men reflexively. Rumsshi and Vermit were beaten so hard that they couldn't stop groaning. New planet Vegeta. This is really a headache. In addition to Vegeta, I have to choose two more suitable people to be the gods of destruction. Lu Fan pondered, who should I choose? Vegeta. Hey, you won't choose that guy Kakarot, right? Vegeta asked. Son Goku is not suitable to be the gods of destruction. Lu Fan said. Vegeta was speechless. It seems like I am very suitable to be the gods of destruction. But it would still be nice to have Son Goku be the Supreme Kai. Lu Fan smiled. Supreme Kai? What is that? I've heard of it, but I'm not sure exactly what it does. Vegeta replied. Supreme Kai is equivalent to the god of creation, the god who created planets and life. You can think of it as the assistant of the gods of destruction. Lu Fan explained simply. Then how about letting that Kakarot guy be my assistant? Vegeta said with a smile, he's a foolish and kind-hearted guy. It seems that he is really suitable for Supreme Kai. Okay, let's do as you say. Lu Fan nodded. Vegeta was slightly stunned. What's going on? Lu Fan agreed so readily. I don't think this is your style. By the way, I'm also Supreme Kai. Didn't you hear that guy Piccolo call me that? Lu Fan grinned and looked at Vegeta. Vegeta. Vegeta's eyes widened. No, didn't you say you were the great gods of destruction? Vegeta was stunned and asked. My clone is Supreme Kai. Lu Fan smiled. Vegeta is a bit overwhelmed. They are all gods anyway, so it doesn't matter. You practice well here, I will bring back the other two candidates for gods of destruction. Lu Fan said. What? You want the two of them to challenge me? Vegeta snorted. Let me make it clear first. That woman said that I can only rank 15th in the 11th universe. It's a bit early to challenge me now. Wait until my strength improves, and then we can have a good fight. Who would look for candidate gods of destruction from the 11th universe? Of course I looked from our 7th universe. Lu Fan said with a smile. The 7th universe? That's no problem. I think with my current strength, I can have a good time with Piccolo. Vegeta's face was suddenly full of confidence. Hey, Lu Fan, I think among the humans in our 7th universe, I should be number 1 now. Okay, stop dreaming and start practicing. My clone is already looking for you. Lu Fan smiled. Vegeta. I thought you were going to look for your real body. So while I'm talking to you, your clone has already started taking action. The 7th universe, the planet Wampa. A middle-aged man with white hair was howling to the sky on this planet. So many years have passed, but I still can't leave this barren planet. The environment on this planet is so harsh that there is not even any drinkable water. The middle-aged man and his children could only quench their thirst with insect eggs. Even the food they eat is basically these insect eggs. There are always large storms on the planet, with thick smoke and extremely low visibility. About 20 years ago, the universe spaceship of the middle-aged man and his child Broly crashed on this planet. Since then, the middle-aged man Paragus and his child Broly stayed on this planet and began a life without sunshine. Broly, go hunting quickly. Paragus said to Broly behind him without turning his head. However, Broly did not react at all. Broly, I'm talking to you. Paragus said unhappily. As he said this, Paragus turned around and glanced at Broly. However, Paragus saw nothing. I don't know what Broly is doing. This guy, just left without saying a word and is becoming more and more rude to me. Paragus gnashed his teeth in hatred. However, Paragus waited until the flowers withered and Broly never came back. Frisia Planet 68. Lu Fan brought Broly to this planet through instant transmission. Lu Fan sent Broly directly to Silas' room. Salai is taking a bath. Lu Fan immediately threw Broly in. Broly is approaching 30 years old this year. Never seen a woman. Broly's eyes widened when he saw this green-skinned beauty. I lie. Where did this person come from? Zilla didn't shout, but just looked at Broly silently. Broly swallowed his saliva and pounced on Zilla like a tiger. Hey, can you be gentler? I lie said softly, although God told me in a dream, that my Mr. Right will appear today, is it really you? Yes, it's him. Lu Fan's figure emerged. You are the god who appeared in my dream. Zilla widened his eyes. I gave you this dream. Lu Fan nodded, this Broly is your destined lover. I'll give you 1 day to teach him well. After 1 day, I'll help him become a true god. What are you going to teach him? I lie asked shyly, are you going to teach him, that, the kind of happiness between men and women? Lu Fan. Lu Fan is not interested in green people. He is now equivalent to a barbarian. He has never seen a woman. You have to teach him some basic principles of being a human being. Lu Fan said. Ah. So that's how it is. I understand, leave this kind of thing to me. Zi Lai patted his chest. Broly looked over there. Lu Fan also took a look. Well, it's not bad, although the color is a bit weird. And it's still green there. This color is simply unmatched. Broly, do you like eating grass so much? Swish. Lu Fan said nothing more and left the scene directly via instant transmission. Earth. Lu Fan appeared above the earth through instant transmission. Swish. Lu Fan soon arrived at a mountainous area. Chapter 196. Lu Fan easily found Bu who was sealed at that time. Lu Fan slapped Majin Buu's seal away. Bu jumped out of the seal and saw Lu Fan at a glance. You are that Coke man. After Bu recognized Lu Fan's face, he trembled with fear and immediately drilled into the broken seal. Bu, do you want to become the most powerful god in a universe? Lu Fan said with a smile. You're not here to beat me. Bu was slightly stunned. Lu Fan smiled. Bu breathed a sigh of relief. You should have told me earlier. I thought you were here to beat me up. I'm asking you a question. If you don't want to answer, forget it. Lu Fan said. Bu nodded vigorously. Okay then, I'll take you there now. Lu Fan said with a smile. Bu nodded vigorously again. Swish. Lu Fan used instant transmission with Majin Buu, and in just a moment they returned to the new planet Vegeta in the 11th universe. Lu Fan and Bu appear in the sky above planet Vegeta. See that man down there? Beat him up, but don't absorb him or kill him. Lu Fan said. Bu. I have never seen such a good request. I was wondering what to do. Very good. Of course Bu wouldn't object. Bu had just come out of the seal and was just sitting around feeling bored. It would be nice to be able to find someone to beat up. Call out. Bu dropped from the sky and rushed towards Vegeta's direction. Vegeta also immediately sensed a powerful aura rushing towards him. Vegeta looked up at the sky. What? Who is that fat guy? Vegeta was stunned. Bang! Bu fell from the sky and sat on Vegeta. Ouch! Vegeta let out a scream and felt completely unwell. This fat guy. I see. This guy must be the candidate gods of destruction that Lu Fan found. Bang! Vegeta punched Bu in the face. Bu's face was deeply sunken, but there was a contemptuous smile on his face. Bang! Bu immediately fought back, slapping Vegeta in the chest. Puff! Vegeta spat out a mouthful of blood and felt unwell. Makarita watched the fight silently without making any comments. Lu Fan's real body was also standing next to Makarita, watching the battle on the scene with a smile on his face. Is this the candidate for gods of destruction you found? Makarita smiled. I remember him. He won the championship in the new universe's Gods of Destruction election contest. If he didn't have evil in his heart, he might have been the Gods of Destruction of the new universe. Yeah, you have a really good memory. Lu Fan nodded. But the evil in his heart has not diminished. Are you sure he can become the Gods of Destruction in another universe? Asked Makarita. It's okay, I will find a way to eliminate the evil in his heart. Lu Fan replied. Bang, bang, bang. Bu took out all his anger on Vegeta. Vegeta was beaten. Boom. Vegeta glows and turns into a Super Saiyan. Hey, Do you really think I, Vegeta, am easy to mess with? I'll let you see how powerful a Super Saiyan is. Vegeta pointed at his nose with his thumb. Oh. Beerus nodded thoughtfully. Bang. Vegeta quickly attacked, hitting Majin Buu directly in the chin with an uppercut. Buu tilted his head back slightly. And then, nothing happened. Buu rubbed his chin and looked down at Vegeta, a smile forming on his face. Vegeta is shocked. My attack has no effect on him? Bang. Buu grinned, his arm suddenly stretched out, and punched Vegeta in the nose. Vegeta was unfortunately hit and flew backwards, feeling like his nose was about to bleed. You damn fat guy! I won't let you go! Vegeta shouted angrily, and raised his big hand, revealing a shining energy bomb in his hand. Artificial full moon. Buu was stunned. What is that? Call out! Vegeta quickly threw the artificial full moon high into the sky. Bloom, my moon! Vegeta shouted. The energy bomb thrown up burst into a holy light in the air. Vegeta looked up at the sky, his body gradually changing. Bang! In just a moment, a golden gorilla appeared opposite Majin Buu. Buu's eyes widened. Is there such a change? Go to hell! Vegeta took a big step and stepped on Majin Buu. Pa! Buu was hit on the spot and was flattened by Vegeta's big foot. Vegeta! Vegeta quickly loosened his feet and looked down at the flattened Majin Buu, not knowing what to say for a moment. Hey, Lu fan, he's dead. Vegeta said hurriedly. Don't jump to conclusions. It's not that easy for him to die. Lu fan smiled. What? Vegeta was stunned. Bang. The next moment, Vegeta saw Buu's flat body suddenly swell up. Buu immediately restored his body through his powerful recovery ability. Buu patted his chest happily, then clapped his hands and laughed. What? This guy, is he okay? Vegeta's eyes widened. Bang. Buu quickly attacked, ramming his head directly into Vegeta's chest. Puff. Vegeta felt unwell and spat out a large mouthful of blood. Although Vegeta has been training hard on the new planet Vegeta in the past few days, his basics are still too poor. Even Vegeta, who has transformed into a giant golden ape, is still no match for Majin Buu now. Wow! Vegeta was furious and grabbed Buu with his big hand. An hour later, Vegeta was tortured to death by Majin Buu and was covered with bruises. Vegeta looked up at the sky with empty eyes, and he seemed a little dazed. Can't I even beat this fat guy? My Super Saiyan is really useless. Vegeta wanted to cry. Makarita, give him treatment. Lu fan ordered. Makarita. You really know how to boss people around. Makarita sighed but did not refuse. She stepped forward to treat Vegeta and restored Majin Buu's energy at the same time. Makarita, where does this fat guy rank in the 11th universe? Vegeta asked. I think he'd be ranked 4th, among humans including Jiren and Toppo. Makarita murmured. Chapter 197. 4th? Do you mean that Rabbit is above him? Vegeta was stunned. Yes, Dispo's strength should be above his. Makarita nodded. Vegeta. That rabbit is so powerful. I can't even beat this fat guy, let alone that rabbit. Rabbit. Buu turned his head to look at Makarita and asked, is it delicious? Makarita. Alright, you two should take a good rest. There will be another candidate for Gods of Destruction coming tomorrow. Lu fan ordered. After a few hours of rest, Vermit and the other two finally woke up again. Vermit three people looked at each other. The next moment, the three of them immediately became alert and separated by a distance. I really didn't mean to hurt you. Quitella sighed, it seems we all fell into Lu fan's trap. What do you mean? Vermit asked. To be honest, I never fought him at all. Quitella gritted his teeth. It's time to tell the truth. If I don't tell the truth, they will misunderstand me to death. It sounds like I really turned against you. Am I, Quitella, the kind of person who turns against others? Even if I betray you, can I still not admit it? What did you say? You didn't fight him, then who were you fighting? Rumsshi asked. That BD condensed a destructive energy with a diameter of about 100 light-years, and divided this 100 light-years of destructive energy into 8 parts. Quitella said, gritting his teeth. So, one piece is 12.5 light-years in size. Rumsshi pondered. Remove it. Vermouth. Is this the time to do arithmetic? Vermit was so angry that his nose was crooked. So, you have been fighting that destructive energy all this time? Rumsshi asked. Yes. Quitella gritted his teeth, looking aggrieved. Am I wronged? And, the most hateful thing is, those destructive energies continuously emit destructive flames, and they make sounds when they are emitted. As soon as I hear that sound, my body will attack reflexively, because I find that the best option is to slap those destructive flames away. Quitella said hatefully. Then why don't you leave the destructive energy surrounding you? Vermit asked. Don't be silly. A destructive energy is 12.5 light-years in size, equivalent to a giant star. Rumsshi said, if you want to escape, you have to use instant transmission. How big is 12.5 light-years? Currently, the diameter of the Sun on Earth is only 4 light-years. It can be said that at that time Quitella was surrounded by 8 suns that were 3 times his size and were constantly attacking him. Rumsshi is right. I can't escape the encirclement of those 8 destructive energies at all. I can only passively defend. Quitella gritted his teeth. So what kind of sound does that destructive energy make when it is emitted? Rumsshi asked again. Remove it. Shua shua shua. Rumsshi asked. Quitella shook his head. Quack, quack. Vermit asked. Quitella shook his head again. Shush shush shush. Rumsshi asked again. Quitella's expression froze, and he immediately rushed towards Vermit and started punching and kicking him. It seems to be the right sound. Rumsshi watched from the side. Vermouth. Bang. After Quitella beat up Vermit, he punched Rumsshi in the face. Rumsshi. What a mistake. What a mistake. I should have stood further away. Okay, next time you hear this sound, you must stay away from this guy. Rumsshi rubbed his face that was hurt by the beating. What should we do next? We can't just let this go like this, right? Quitella was so angry that his teeth itched. Then he suddenly thought of something and asked quickly, by the way, where is Herace? Why is she gone? That woman Herace, turned against us. Vermit gritted his teeth. What? It turns out that women are unreliable. Even the gods of destruction are the same. Quitella snorted. We can only unite with other gods of destruction and not give up until we give Lu Fan a good beating. Vermit suggested. Call over all the gods of destruction that you are on good terms with. Quitella said. You 3 are the only ones I have a good relationship with. Vermit sighed, Herace even betrayed me. Then I'll go get Likir. Quitella suggested. I'll go get Jin. Rumsshi said. Anything else? Any other gods of destruction? Vermit asked. If we only call these 2 over, the 5 of us won't have much hope of winning. If Beerus is willing to make a move, maybe we still have a chance of winning. Rumsshi murmured. Hey, that guy named Lu Fan is from the 7th universe. Do you think Beerus will help him or us? Quitella didn't like Beerus in the first place. By the way, isn't there Kampa? That guy said that the Supreme Kai of their universe was seeking death and asked him to come later. Why hasn't he come yet? Vermit suddenly thought of Kampa. Let's go to my universe first, let Kos contact these gods of destruction, and see if we can call a few other gods of destruction over. Rumsshi suggested. Vermit and Quitella did not object. The 3 of them drew 3 streamlines in the air and flew quickly towards the direction of the 10th universe. And after returning to the planet Rumsshi in the 10th universe, Rumsshi also immediately instructed Kessi to contact Kampa. Kampa, have you finished your work? Rumsshi asked. Just finished dealing with it, what's going on? Have you started fighting? Kampa asked knowingly. Rumsshi. Remove it. Vermouth. The 3 of them looked at each other. It hasn't started yet. I've been waiting for you, Kampa. Vermit took over the conversation and said to Kampa with a smile. Kampa. You guys, who are you kidding? You were all beaten by Lu Fan and are unable to take care of yourselves. Do you think I know nothing? Well, okay, then you guys wait, I'll be there soon. Kampa thought for a moment and replied. Come over quickly, just in case Likir and Jin will be here too. Vermit said. Likir and Jin will come too. Kampa was stunned. So, we have gathered 7 gods of destruction. Herace is busy and can't come. Vermit replied. That means there are 6 gods of destruction. Kampa nodded, secretly happy. I'll go and report the news later. Tell us all your stories. Let Lu Fan give you a good beating. Wow, snap, snap. I am so talented. Chapter 198. Kampa, whose side do you think Beerus will stand on if he knows about this? Vermit asked. Beerus is sleeping now. He has been sleeping for many years. Kampa pondered, Lu Fan is from the 7th universe. If Beerus knew, I don't know which side he would stand on. Vermouth. Rumsshi. Remove it. What's the difference between you saying so much and not saying anything? Besides, Beerus doesn't play by the rules. Who knows what he'll think? Kampa said. Besides, Beerus is lazy and might turn against us just because of a few bottles of coke. Vermit and the others thought the same. When Beerus was in the Gods of Destruction election contest, he was always thinking about Lu Fan's coke. So, why not let that guy continue to sleep, Quitella suggested. I think so too. If he goes to help Lu Fan, it will pose a certain threat to us. Kampa nodded. Okay, then let's not call Beerus for now. Do you have any good relationships with any gods of destruction? Vermit asked Kampa. The gods of destruction who I have a good relationship with, let me think. Kampa scratched his head. Is there no such thing? Vermit wiped his sweat. Kampa, you have really bad popularity. Rumsshi said with a smile. Humph, we gods of destruction rarely visit each other. After all, one universe is so far away from another, and we're busy enough with our own work, so how can we just go visit each other? Kampa said confidently. You're right, let's just count on 6 of us for now. Vermit mused. Because other saboteurs rarely move around. Even if you ask others for help, they may not be willing to help. Don't let those gods of destruction run into Lu Fan's camp just because of a few bottles of coke. When that time really comes, Vermit and his team will lose even more miserably. Let's set the number at 6 for now. Too many gods of destruction is not a good thing. Vermit pondered, don't forget that Lu Fan invented coke, and many of us destroyers drank it. If we really turn against him for a few bottles of coke, it would be a loss. Rumsshi nodded in agreement. Quitella also thinks Vermit is right. Okay, then you guys contact Likir and Jin first, I'll go find you right away. Kampa said. Okay. Vermit nodded. The call ends. Vados, contact Lu Fan immediately. I want to tell him about their situation in person. Kampa grinned, revealing a row of white teeth. Leading. You are really talented as a traitor. Angel has an easygoing personality. Vados did not object to Kampa's words. Vados quickly made contact with Lu Fan through the scepter in his hand. Lu Fan, it's me. Kampa came over and said to Lu Fan. Yeah, I recognized it. Lu Fan nodded. Kampa. God, I recognized it. Is there anything wrong? Lord Kampa. Lu Fan asked. Kampa was so excited that tears welled up in his eyes. He called me Kampa-sama again. This title is so useful. If this guy really becomes a great god of destruction in the future. I am now at the peak of my life. Here's what happened. Kampa said, and told Lu Fan all about Vermit and Quitella's plan. I understand. Thank you, Master Kampa. Lu Fan thanked him. Why be polite? We are just friends. Kampa laughed. Yeah. Lu Fan nodded. But then again, Lu Fan, what are your plans? Kampa asked curiously. 5 gods of destruction have joined forces, and Jin and Liquid are both strong. Although there is only one less god of destruction than before. I think they might find another one if I don't join. Why bother? Lu Fan said with a smile, if he wants to call Jin and Liquid, then I should either defeat them first or just let them join my team. Kampa. You are so direct. Okay, let's do it. Lu Fan smiled slightly. Kampa hesitated to speak. If you do this they will know there is a traitor. Don't worry, I will do it secretly. Your being a traitor won't be exposed so quickly. Lu Fan comforted Kampa. Ha ha ha, it's okay, it's okay. It doesn't matter if it's exposed. It's just a matter of time. Kampa laughed. Wait until I become the real great gods of destruction, then you can reveal your identity. Lu Fan said, by then, no one will dare to laugh at you. Understood. Compa's expression turned serious. This boy is really kind. The call ends. Makalita, from which universe are Likir and Jin the gods of destruction? Lu Fan turned and asked Makalita. Lord Likir is the gods of destruction of the 8th universe, and Lord Jin is the gods of destruction of the 12th universe. Makarita replied. Then, you should contact Jin from the 8th universe right now. Lu Fan said. Makarita. The one from the 8th universe is Lord Likir, and Lord Jin is the gods of destruction from the 12th universe, Makarita corrected. It's not important. Let's just contact the 8th universe first. You see, after I've said so much, someone will complain that I'm adding too many words. Lu Fan said. Water? Number of words. Makarita was stunned. It means that there is more water in your body. Lu Fan said. Makarita's face turned red at that moment. What are you talking about? How embarrassing. You are handsome. Otherwise I will be very angry. Makarita immediately contacted Angel Korin of the 8th universe through the scepter. Makarita, long time no see, why did you think of contacting me? Colin asked. Before Makarita could speak, Colin spoke again. Hey? Makarita, why is your face so red? Colin asked. None of your business. Makarita snorted. I heard that your 11th universe has been quite lively recently. Even gods of destruction has been replaced. Is that true? Korin asked with a smile. You already know everything. Makarita was not surprised. You secretly checked our universe for no reason. This is very immoral. Colin. Where is Lord Likir, is he with you? Asked Makarita. Yes. Colin turned his head and glanced at Likir beside him. Likir was slightly stunned, wondering what the angel from the 11th universe meant by looking for him. It's not me who's looking for you, it's Master Lu Fan who's looking for you. Makarita said directly, and then said to Lu Fan, you two just talk directly. Chapter 199. Thank you, my beautiful goddess. Lu Fan stepped forward, took Makarita's hand, and kissed the back of her hand with an extremely graceful movement. Makarita. What are you doing? Nothing, I just wanted to ask if you like this kind of elegant action, or do you prefer something a little rougher? Lu Fan whispered. Makarita was speechless, covering her face and not wanting to talk anymore. Lu Fan? Are you the guy selling coke? Likir looked at Lu Fan and asked, I've heard about you. I heard that your coke tastes really good. Lu Fan didn't say anything. Tell me, what do you want from me? You went through so much trouble to find Angel to contact me. Likir snorted. As the gods of destruction, if you talk to me like this, I won't bother with you because you don't know my true identity. Lu Fan said. Likir was stunned. There was a brief silence. Your identity? What's your identity? Likir asked. I am the upcoming great gods of destruction. Lu Fan said. Likir was stunned for a long time, then turned his head to look at Colin. Colin pretended not to see it and looked away. Although Colin knew exactly what was happening in this universe. But Korin did not tell his gods of destruction liquid. Don't joke. Since the first year of divine power, I haven't heard of the existence of any great gods of destruction. Likir snorted. Now we have it. Lu Fan said. What on earth do you want? Likir asked. Before that, I beat Vermit up badly. Lu Fan said. What did you say? You defeated Vermit. Likir said in a lost voice. Don't be too surprised yet, because the surprise is yet to come, Lu Fan continued. Likir. Next, Vermit teamed up with 3 gods of destruction, Herace, Rumsshi, and Quitella. The 3 of them provided all their energy to Quitella, and Quitella challenged me. Lu Fan said. And then? Likir asked. Then use your imagination. Lu Fan smiled. Likir wants to curse. Could you please not leave your words half-sentenced? What happened later? If my guess is correct, they may try to recruit other gods of destruction to join their team next. Lu Fan said. You want me to join your team? Likir was stunned and asked. No, I mean for you to join their team. Don't be afraid to join just because I defeated the 4 of them. Lu Fan said. Likir scratched his head, a little confused. What do you mean? Why am I becoming less and less able to understand? Come on, do a good job. Lu Fan said. After finishing speaking, Lu Fan ended the call directly. Liquid was confused. Even Angel Corrin was a little confused. What do you mean? I don't understand. You called Liquid, just to get him to join Vermit's team? Ahem, Corrin, what does this kid mean? Is what he said true or false? Liquid asked. What he said is true, but I have no idea what he means. Colin replied truthfully. What did you say? Did he really defeat the combined forces of those 4 guys? Liquid's expression changed again and again. Even if I fight Quitella one-on-one, I may not be his opponent, except for that guy Beerus. There should be no other gods of destruction, right? It is said that he and Beerus have been secretly competing for the position of the first god of destruction. Corrin declined to comment. The 4 of them joined forces and were defeated by this Lu Fan. Is the god really going to give birth to a new god? Liquid's expression became increasingly serious, and he murmured, a great god of destruction who controls all gods of destruction. As he spoke, Liquid's entire body shuddered. If that's true, it would be terrible. And Liquid immediately thought of the unfriendly attitude he had used when talking to Lu Fan before. If Lu Fan really became the real gods of destruction. What if this kid is narrow-minded? I will definitely suffer the consequences. Corrin, do you have any suggestions? Liquid was a little panicked. This is a matter between you gods of destruction. We angels will not get involved. Colin replied. Liquid, please make the decision on which side to stand on. If you are hesitant, you will only offend both sides. Colin said. Corrin, contact our universe's Supreme Kailu immediately and ask him to come here. I want to go to the Gods of Destruction world of the 11th universe myself. Liquid made a prompt decision. Okay, Master Liquid. Colin nodded. Universe 11, New Planet Vegeta. Makarita also looked at Lu Fan curiously. What do you mean? Why did you let Liquid help Vermit and the others? Don't make a fuss, I just want to challenge a stronger opponent. Lu Fan said with a smile. Lu Fan, if you really want to challenge a strong opponent, you can fight this woman. Vegeta interjected, this woman said that even if you are so strong now, you may not be her opponent. Makarita. Did you really say that? Lu Fan smiled and looked at Makarita. I did say that. Makarita smiled, although we angels are not warlike, it doesn't mean you can beat us. Bang. Lu Fan kicked Vegeta away with a flying kick. Majin Buu on the side was trembling with fear. It's not good to hit women, especially beautiful women, who are meant to be loved. Lu Fan snorted. Vegeta fell to the ground, speechless. Buu also scratched his head, not quite understanding. Even if you want to beat her, you have to beat her in other ways. Lu Fan said. Vegeta. I think I understand what you are saying. Your idea is also very good. Besides, I don't want to hit a woman. Makarita's face darkened. What do you mean by whipping me in other ways? I feel like you're driving. So, you want Liquid to join their team so that they can challenge the higher level gods of destruction. Makarita changed the subject. That's what I mean. Lu Fan nodded, now contact the 12th universe. Okay. Makarita did not object. Soon, Makarita got in touch with Angel Martinu from the 12th universe. After a brief chat, Martinu handed the scepter to Gods of Destruction. Gods of Destruction Jin is a mermaid like Gods of Destruction. Go Jin, join Vermit's team and come challenge me. Lu Fan said this and then hung up the call. Gold. You, who are you? I don't know you. What do you mean? Jin is still confused. After all, Jin didn't know Lu Fan at all. Although Martinu knew him, he didn't say it. Because there is no need. Chapter 200. Martinu, what does he mean? Jin turned and asked Martinu. Something big must have happened during this period of time. Martinu murmured. What's going to happen? Let's take a look. Jin said quickly. Yeah, I'm watching. Martinu nodded. Just when Lu Fan had just finished talking to Jin. Swish. Angel Illa from the 8th universe appeared on the new planet Vegeta with Liquid. What are you doing here? Lu Fan frowned. I'm here to find out what happened. Liquid said directly. Didn't I tell you everything clearly? Go quickly and join Vermit's team. This way I can have more fun and challenge myself. Lu Fan said with a smile. Liquor. After a brief silence. Snap. Liquor's knees went weak and he fell to the ground, kowtowed to Lu Fan. Lu Fan. Lu Fan was a little confused. Ahem, are you visiting the grave? Lu Fan said with a dark face. Liquor was stunned. Get up quickly. Lu Fan said. No, I sincerely apologize to Master Lu Fan. I am deeply sorry for my previous rude words. I hope Master Lu Fan will not take it as an offense. Liquor said. Okay, do you think I'm that kind of petty person? Lu Fan smiled. Makarita, Vegeta, and Bu looked at each other. The three of them nodded in unison. You are that kind of petty person. Others don't know, do you think we don't know? I will never get involved in anything related to Vermit. Liquor immediately assured. No, you have to participate. Lu Fan corrected. Liquor was stunned again. Didn't I say that? This way I'll be more interested in the challenge. Lu Fan smiled and said, if you don't participate, there will be no fight. Not only must you participate, but you must also provide them with powerful destructive energy without holding back. Liquor didn't know how to answer. There are two kinds of participation. One is participation on my side, and the other is participation on their side, said Lu Fan. Liquor. Is there any difference? The difference is that if someone stands on my side, it's just a sparring match with me, and I will show mercy. Lu Fan said with a smile, if someone stands on their side, it's a pure fight, and I will beat him to death. You should understand what I'm saying now, right? Liquor nodded vigorously. I think I understood. You mean, I just need to provide them with energy and then leave immediately? Liquor asked. You can understand it that way. Lu Fan smiled. I understand. Liquor nodded, well, I'll take my leave then. Go ahead. Lu Fan waved his hand. Liquid soon left under Supreme Kai Ilu. But there was no further news about Jin. Lu Fan contacted Kampa again and asked him to go over and help Vermit and the others. Kampa was a little confused and didn't react for a long time. Lu Fan, what do you mean? Kampa asked curiously, didn't you say before that you would beat up Jin and Liquor so that they couldn't join Vermit's team? Why are you asking me to help now? Not only that, you want Jin and Liquor to help as well. Well, there's really no way to deal with this kind of thing. After I ended the call with you, I found that I suddenly had an epiphany and realized a new transformation. My strength has increased significantly again. Lu Fan said. Kampa was stunned. We finally got a new transformation. It would be a waste if you don't find some powerful guys to try it out. Lu Fan said with a smile. What transformation? I remember your highest transformation is Super Saiyan Blue. Kampa asked. Of course it's a transformation that's more powerful than Super Saiyan Blue. Lu Fan smiled. What is that? Kampa asked curiously. You'll know later. Lu Fan smiled. Go ahead, join their team, and provide them with energy. Don't hold back. I see. Kampa didn't know what to say. I'm ready for a showdown with Vermit and the others. You've sent me back to them again. Ended the call. Vegeta looked at Lu Fan strangely. Hey, Lu Fan, didn't you say that the basics are the most important? Transformation is just auxiliary. Vegeta said. When your foundation has reached the supreme height, what other foundation do you need? Lu Fan scolded. Vegeta. In a few days, I will fight with other gods of destruction first. Lu Fan said, after a few more years, you should also have the ability to challenge other gods of destruction. Do you understand? Vegeta remained silent. I can't even get first place among humans now, how can I challenge other gods of destruction? Bu nodded vigorously as if he understood, but suddenly he thought of something and shook his head vigorously. One day later, Lu Fan's clone appeared above new planet Vegeta with Broly. Do you see those two people below? They are the ones who stole Ci Li away. Don't you feel like you are being cheated? Lu Fan said. Sile. Broly clenched his fists tightly, the anger in his body gradually burning. Go, let them return Ci Li to you. Lu Fan patted Broly's shoulder. My Sile. Broly roared and fell rapidly from the air. Boom. Broly's feet left a small dent in the ground. This is the realm of gods of destruction after all, so it's still pretty solid. What? Who is this guy? Vegeta also suddenly sensed the powerful aura from Broly. Beerus scratched his head. Who is it? Does it have anything to do with me? Boom. Broly's aura exploded, and then it roared towards Vegeta's direction. Is this guy another candidate for gods of destruction? Vegeta immediately came to his senses and prepared for a fight. Broly punched Vegeta hard on the arm. Vegeta felt a sharp pain in his arm at that moment, as if it was about to be deformed. Bang! Broly then hit Vegeta's face directly with his head. Vegeta felt his face burning with pain and quickly slid backwards. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.